streams don't catch up right away. Hey guys, this is Big John here in Alaska. I just want to welcome you guys to my real Alaskan kitchen. And today I'm going to get started on processing some chicken wings from frozen. The wife was kind enough to take them out last night and put them in the fridge. And of course, don't do that because the bag leaks. And as soon as they start thawing out, they tend to make a mess. So and then we got them out here and we put them on the dish strainer. And again, they make a mess. And everything got all over some of the dishes. So I had to rewash some of the dishes this morning. Not a big deal. But it's just one of those things you try to avoid. And my basic setup today is going to be, get you guys flipped around. Okay, so I have a 10-pound bag of chicken wings. These were chicken wings we bought at Costco a while back. The first time I ever went shopping at Costco. And these come in a big box. So there's like 4 of these 10-pound bags in there. And they're a solid brick of chicken wings. And like I said, these bags will leak if you let them thaw. So let them thaw in a bowl or let them just put them in the kitchen sink for a while and let these things thaw out for a while before you get started. Because a lot of the processing is going to take place right here. We're going to open this bag up, put them in the sink, get them ready to go. And something else you need to do in preparation of getting chicken wings ready, of course, is you need some halfway decent pans. I got one already with a liner in it. And then you're going to need a couple of these little wire racks. And I don't know why I put the tin foil away because I need to get this pan ready to go because that's just part of the process. Let's see here. There, loosen that up a little bit. There we go. Now I can tip that down. I just need to get some tin foil on the pan. Maybe I'll set you guys over here. I have just everything in my kitchen just seems like it's in the way today. And I've just been having one of those weeks where everything's just not going right. We're trying to find work. And so far that's looking promising. But you want to make sure you have enough tin foil to overlap the edges a couple of inches. And then I usually start by pressing it down in the middle. Because if you've ever made chicken wings before, they make a mess. And I got a lot of them. I got 10 pounds. Previously, when I've done this, I've been able to get about 5 pounds on each rack. That way I don't have to make a whole bunch of batches. So it's basically just 2 of these batches, and then I put them in the oven, and then I alternate them. So this is just getting everything ready. You just take these wire racks, set them in here. Now, Costco Business Center does sell some really inexpensive baking pans that are a lot bigger than this. So it would make it a whole lot easier. And then I should try and purchase some of these wire racks here before long. So now that we got the base of everything set up, I can just get this ready and get it over here. But yeah, we're just do what I normally do, fumble through the kitchen. And yeah, we're gonna get over here, start working in the kitchen sink, because this is a process here. This stuff takes a lot of thought and consideration. Gotta get my cutting board ready. I'm gonna set that cutting board right here in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and get this opened up. We're gonna dump it right on in the sink there. I'm gonna put a little water in here, a little warm water, if I can get that going. That way it's just easier. I can rinse them off at the same time because I like to rinse off my chicken wings. I don't know. You guys let me know how you do it. But so far this has been the easiest way for me to process these little buggers. Just all dumped out and ready. Like I said, it's just a solid brick of chicken wings here. Now I got to take care of this mess. Now, if I was thinking, I would have gotten out and would have taken these out and got them rinsed off beforehand. Take the plug out of the sink, but yeah, I'm going to rinse these down real good. That's also going to help me break these apart. But the family loves these. Now, these are whole chicken wings too. They come completely frozen. This is how they come from Costco. It's just like this. So now I have to come in and I got to trim this piece off, and then I got to separate each one. But normally what I do, like I said, I get them set up in the kitchen sink. I let some warm water run across them. That helps me break them apart. Get them to a point where I can actually do something with them. That water is way too hot. I don't need it. I'm not trying to cook the chicken wings in here. I'm just trying to get them separated. Yeah, this was fun. All right. And thankfully we had these thawing out overnight, so it does make it a little bit easier. Now, if you're just taking this straight out of the freezer and trying to do this, you're going to be sitting here fighting for like an hour with this stuff. So this helps break it apart. I just rinse them off again. You know, it helps get that little layer of frost off of there. Turn that water down. It doesn't need to be up so high. There we go. But yeah, once I get these all broken apart, then that's when I'm going to start processing these wings. Got a chunk of ice. Don't need that. Alright. So yeah, so this is the last big bag of chicken wings we have, which is kind of unfortunate because my family loves these things. I like them too, but I think I'm down to about, what is that? I think I got about 8 burger patties left right now. Hopefully I can get a hold of some burger meat really soon, because that's pretty much what I live off of. Now that I'm doing the carnivore diet, if you don't know what that is, I'm just eating primarily meats and fats. Chicken wings is on there, but we have to remember that each one of these chicken wings is what, about 90 calories a piece. So you can go way over your daily calorie intake if you're watching calories by eating these things. So just keep that in mind. You know, count how many chicken wings you're eating. Because for me, I can easily sit down and eat 20 or 30 of these without a problem. Oh, these are coming apart so nice. Yeah, getting them thawed out ahead of time, that was a great idea. Okay, come on you. I don't want to fight you all day. I want to get going with this. Then I want to get these in the oven and kind of chill out for a little bit while these things are cooking. Okay, now that we got them almost all broken up, doing pretty good here. So far, so good. I like to have an extra bowl over here in the other sink. That way I don't have to go fishing for the spare parts, you know, once I'm done getting these all out. I'm going to put the plug in here. We're going to let this fill up with a little bit of water. That way it's going to help us with the processing here in a little bit. Some of these got feathers on them still. This one here is, look at the feathers. Ah! Chicken feathers. I'm going to have to figure out how to get that off of there. I have scissors. I mean, I can kind of pull on them, but that doesn't work too well. This is what the scissors are for. I can cut the feathers off. Now, the first time I tried processing these, I used a pair of scissors like this. I wound up cutting myself, so you got to be careful. Since I have a lot of feather in there. I don't like that. Get out of there. Okay, everything's looking pretty good so far. So I did figure out that it's a lot better to use a knife when processing these things. I'll get my knife ready. You're going to want to sharpen that knife real quick before you get going. Always need a towel handy when you're doing this stuff. Don't have to get overzealous on the sharpening, just enough to get it a nice sharp edge, because it's not fun when you're just sitting there fumbling around with you've got wet you know, slippery chicken parts. I just take my cutting board and I'll just set it right here. Check that camera angle. Make sure you guys can kind of see what's going on here. Got about 9 people in the room. I think you guys, let me check, see what's going on. Hey there, Sunshine. Appreciate you. Yeah, Shannon, you too. How are you doing today? I did barbecue chicken wings. Turned out really good. Oh, that's awesome. Let's see here. I'm going to change some settings around. There we go. I am promoting you. You now have power if you care to use it. So it just means you can take out the trolls. If there's any trolling going on, you know how it works when we're doing live streams. That, and I can't really focus on the camera when I'm trying to do this. So now we just get these kind of separated apart a little bit. And then these just go away. Go away. Okay, we just toss these right back in the same water. Don't need you, go away. Yeah, I got a lot of these to process up. It's going to take a little while. And then we're going to get them on the rack and get them all seasoned up here. I couldn't imagine working at a restaurant all day, you know, like a chicken wing type restaurant, and having to take care of these things and go through like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of chicken wings every day. That's nuts. That's nuts, because there's a process to this, and it takes a little while. Not only that, it takes a little while to get good at it. It took me a while to figure it out, because when I first got these, I had no idea what I was doing. I had to go on YouTube and watch a video just to see how to do this. And this is basically what I found out. But yeah, I knew a lot of, what was it, Filipino ladies when I was growing up, and I used to watch them do this stuff, and they were so fast. I mean, they could just fly through these. But I guess if you do it for all your life, it's not that hard. Not me. I struggle with it still. Come on, you. Get out of there. Go away. All right. Come on. Maybe I should have cut all these up before I started doing the live stream, but hey, here we are. We're doing this. I think the last time that's what I did, is I cut them all up, but I never did explain or, you know, show how I was doing the process. So somebody might find some use in this later. I don't know, or now. Get out of here. Yeah, that would really suck if I wound up cutting a finger off while I'm trying to do this. But so far, this isn't a bad process. It's going pretty quickly. I'm not complaining too bad. Now, what I like to do is I like to get these things pre-cooked to just before or right at temperature that they're edible. And then I like to put them in a Tupperware for the family, and then we can pop them in the air fryer just for a little bit, just long enough to heat them up again. That way the whole family's not sitting around waiting, you know, for me to do all of this just before dinner time, because when the family comes home from school or whatever they're doing, yeah, it's not fun to try to process all these at that time. So this is why I try to get stuff ready beforehand. That way when I'm wanting to cook for my family, it's just pretty seamless. And they cook up really fast in the air fryer too. I haven't cooked these from raw in the air fryer, so I don't know how long that takes. But, you know, after I'm all said and done, these are all preheated and put away. I got another feather. Get out of there. Disadvantage to not being the original person to process these. Get out of here. All right, that's most of them. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty now, thankfully. I'm getting better at this. Some of them, it's just super easy, and other ones just give me fits. My poor wife, she's got something going on with her back. She's in the back room laid up, not feeling too great. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, we're just fumbling through life, living here in Alaska, trying to figure out what the heck our next plan is. Because fishing season's, you know, getting ready to kick off full swing here. And that's what she does. There's a lot of fishing videos. Nice thing is you can just cut through the bones in some cases. You don't have to really fuss with it too much. But if you can get right in that knuckle first try, they just zip right out. And the little wingtips come off pretty easy no matter what. You can slice right through the bone. Okay, we're almost done. Hopefully. You're getting closer. Go away. Get in there. Come on, you little booger. Now I got to kind of fish through here and try to find the other ones. Then after I'm done, I'm going to rinse them off again, because you see how the water's discolored already. A lot of that's from the marrow coming out of the bones. Kind of making it almost like a chicken soup in there. But then I'll rinse them off one more time. Then I'll let them dry off a little bit, and then pat dry them right before I get ready to start seasoning them. Yeah, pretty simple process. I didn't know how to do it not long ago. No, because before I did start the carnivore diet, I didn't know anything about really cooking meat, processing meat. I didn't know anything about meat temperatures. And when you cook chicken, you want a temperature of about 165 degrees. That gives you a temperature that it's safe to eat. And I need to find that knuckle there. Here it is. I found it. It's right in here. Boom. Just like that. Magic. Okay. I'm just about, I know I got some more in here. There we go. Now, I don't know. Do you guys use the chicken tips for anything? I haven't thought of any good things to do with them. You know, I could save them for like a chicken broth or something like that, maybe. So I might put them in a Ziploc bag, save them for later. Then I can cook them down when I'm getting ready to make chicken, like real chicken broth. That might be a good idea. If anybody's commenting, I really can't see what's going on right now until I get this done. Get these things set up and starting to dry them out. There we go. Okay, we are almost down to the nitty gritty here. That should be done. Maybe I might have one more hiding in here somewhere, so we're just trying to find it. Okay. I'm pretty confident I'm just about to the right point. Shut that off. We're going to start getting these out and rinse them off one more time. I like to have my chicken wings kind of clean before I get going on the rest of the process here. Okay. That is good. Oh, I got one more. See, there's always one more hanging out in there. I think that's the only one. Okay. We're going to call this the last one. But it never fails. Whenever you think you're done, there's always one more hiding in there. All right. Da-da-da-da. There it is. I found it. It doesn't mean I'm going to get it right away either. There we go. Okay, good stuff. I'm going to shut that off. Let this stuff kind of do its thing for a minute. Set the moisture out of the bowl. And since my hands are already yucky, I'm going to grab a Ziploc bag and put these. That's not the one I want. I want one of the bigger ones. There we go. I'm going to grab a gallon Ziploc bag. We're going to save this for later. And then usually when I'm done with the chicken, when people are done eating that, I like to take those. And put them in this bag as well, because that way when we get ready to do like a chicken soup, we can take all this and just throw it in a pot of boiling water. And there you go. You got all the bones, you got all the extra meat. It thaws out in the boiling water. You can make a really good chicken broth out of that. I need this. I'll just toss this in the freezer. There we go. Okay. We're getting somewhere now. All right. I want to rinse that out too. This is cutting board off. Yeah, I'm definitely not a professional by any means. Sometimes I make mistakes in the process of doing these live streams. That's kind of half the fun of doing live streams and cooking in the kitchen, especially when you're a truck driver and you don't really know how to cook in the first place. It just can make it interesting. All right, so let me take a look here. I'm just gonna let those sit in there for a little bit. Somebody's laughing at me. That's okay. Char those tips with some barbecue sauce. I don't do too much barbecue sauce these days because it's got a lot of sugar in it. Hey, dude, where's your wife? She's in the bedroom. Don't put detergent in there. Nope, no detergent. I leave the tips on and chew on it. I've never tried that. I could have done that if I was reading this beforehand. Chicken shawarma. What are you cooking today, brother? We're cooking chicken wings. We're getting them ready to go. I'm going to start pulling these out, getting them laid out on the racks the best I can, and then we're going to season them up a little bit. You just can't win. We're going to let them dry out too. They need to dry. They need to dry a little bit. But I can usually get 3 rows all the way down. I'm not being too fussy on orientation right now because I can readjust it here in just a second. Oh my goodness, are you guys even seeing this? Am I being a bad dad when it comes to the camera angle? I think you can kind of see what's going on there. All right, let me try something else. This might help, but I have to dry a finger off. Let's try this button here. Maybe. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit of light. That might be better. So I'm trying to get most of these out here. And I'm only going to season the one side. I could season all of them up at the same time, but I like to make these not all the same flavor. So I'll season some with a little bit of sauce, and then not sauce, but I use spices. And when I start the first cook, I like to have the skin up. All right, there we go. That doesn't look too bad. And I know some of the people, they say don't crowd them, don't let them touch, but I haven't had any problems with them touching. So I just leave them like this. They're going to sit here for a little bit anyways, because I got to get them all dried off. You can just grab these by the handful and just start tossing them on. Then you can start organizing however you choose. There's no exact science to doing this. I know the restaurants got their particular way for efficiency, but I'm not a restaurant. I'm just a guy that lives in a trailer home in Alaska that's just trying to figure out what the heck he's doing in his world. All right, there we go. Not too bad. I might be able to get them all. I should be able to because I've done this before. Okay, these are the last 2 right here in my hand. There we go. Could you imagine me like working at a I couldn't imagine working at a restaurant again. But trying to do this stuff in a restaurant, you got people hungry, wanting their food like yesterday. And then you get a guy like me in there, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Okay, that's all taken care of. Gonna get some paper towel over here. way over here. We're going to pat these dry a little bit with some paper towels. Now, the first time I did this, I didn't even pat them dry. I didn't know you had to. This actually helps a little bit. You don't have to be super fussy. Just try to get a little bit of that moisture off, especially if you want really, really crispy chicken wings. So like I said, I'll pre-cook these in the oven for a while. Then I'll put them in a Tupperware. They'll chill out there, and then when I come back, I'll put them in the air fryer a little bit, and then they'll really crisp up. Garbage everywhere. All right, so I did a thing. So I got a big container of this Redmond seasoning. It's like a Redmond seasoned salt. So I found an old container, and then so now I don't have to like dump out so much, because that was a problem. I was dumping out way too much. And I'm not going to try to get these overly coated, just enough. I'm not using the Danos Pop, but we'll do one with this. And there is salt in here, so it's like a seasoned type salt. It's really, really good. We're going to do that one. Now I need to fumble around and try to find another spice. See what you guys think. Woo. So what kind of spice you think I should put on this? I got a whole bunch of spices over here in the rack. I got garlic, Montreal chicken. I think I should try some Montreal chicken. That might be good. I got some stuff that I wouldn't eat in here, so we're not going to use that. All right, yeah, we're going to try the Montreal chicken this time. See how that works. Just this stuff here. I really want the other ones. Smoked paprika. I have some paprika. I think I do. I don't know. That's a good idea. I like the way you think. So I have smoked paprika, hamburger grill mates. Now I got some weird gifts over the winter, like this stuff here. I don't know what I'm ever gonna do with this. I got several containers of this. I got a large container of this stuff, and I got some of it when I first started losing weight, because I wanted some variety. And it's like everything bagel seasoning, and I have never used it. I tried it once, and I didn't really care for it. I don't see any paprika in here. Maybe it's above the stove, because I do have some. I always forget about those seasonings. They're above the stove. Oh, go figure. Lemon pepper is good. Let's see. I like the Redmond smoked salt. I don't have any. I would love to try it, but yeah. Okay, yeah. So I got like this is old thing. Switch it around so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is my like antique freaking spice rack here. I don't know why that was facing the wrong way, but it just happens to fit these containers. That's why I put it up there. So yeah, we'll get a little bit of paprika on there. Paprika's not too bad. And I like these old metal containers too. You see how it just kind of fluffs out like that? It's not like dumping it. You can just tap it just lightly, and it just poof, poof, poof. All right. And in this case, we're going to use a little bit of this Himalayan salt. This thing like puts out a lot more salt than you would imagine. Then we're going to use a little bit of Redmond's garlic salt. That'll be just about it. So there's plenty of salt on there. And in the meantime, I probably should have got the oven ready. This is where I'm going to ask you guys, what temperature do you think I should put it at? 350, 425, what do you think? Ranch powder is good. I personally can't eat the ranch powder. I do agree. Actually, I might be able to. I got some here. I need to look at the ingredients on here. I don't know exactly, because there's some ingredients that really mess with me right now. Maltodextrin, salt, monosodium glutamate, onion, spices, garlic, modified food starch. Now natural flavor. Milk and soy. That soy messes me up. I can't I can't risk that right now because I'm having a hard enough time as it is with life, and I don't need to be adding inflammatory products into my diet right now because it's not going to help me at all. I found out that if I just avoid it. Okay, I got one saying 420. Are you saying 420 because you're smoking a bowl? You got 375. We got 400. I can't remember what I did last time. I'm thinking it was 425. I can do 420. Get that ready. 420 will work. We'll just get you started in preheating. I should have had this preheating before I even got this going here. But you know how I am. If you guys have been here before, you know how I do things, which is not very well prepared. And since it's Friday, it is Friday, right? I think it's Friday. Just kind of rinsing down this sink here. But since it's Friday, I'm not going to worry about I have a job application I need to get filled out at some point. But I think I'm just going to, because even if I turn it in today, I don't think it's going to go anywhere by Monday. Because these trucking companies, they literally just, Friday comes, Friday night, they're gone. You know, the people that make decisions, there's nobody around. I mean, the trucking companies up here aren't that desperate right now that they just have to be hiring people over the weekend. So I'm not too worried about, ooh, I got a little bit of barbecue seasoning here. Oh, wrong side. Let's open up the other side. There we go. I'm going to put some of that on. Just very lightly. Yep. Here we go. Ooh. All right. I might put a little bit on the other ones too. This stuff did taste pretty good. It doesn't really stick. If I wanted it to stick, I would have put it in a bowl, and then I would have put the spices in the bowl. But since I don't want them all the same flavor, I didn't want to do it that way. Water. I need water for myself. So now I gotta wait for this oven to preheat. So anyway, some of you guys know that my wife's Jeep went down. Her beautiful red Jeep, that's the family car. That thing's sitting in the driveway. And then I've told some people this, I might have mentioned it yesterday if you were here, but to add insult to injury, it got a flat tire too. So now it's sitting on a flat tire. So transmission's out, it's got a flat tire. I got to fix a silly flat tire. Yeah, it's like, really, man? Why are you doing this to me, big man up there? Like big man in the sky. Okay, let's see here. Can you film the wife while asleep? That is really creepy, dude. Why would you ask that? That's one of the most random things I've heard here. Let's see, that Tabasco sriracha sauce you have goes good. Yeah, like any sauces or liquidy type sauces, I like to add those. If I'm going to add them, I want people to be able to add those like after the fact. Because if you add them while they're cooking, it does taste good. But since I'm feeding kids, and they're typically going to use like ranch dressing out of the fridge, not the best stuff, but that's typically what their go-to is ranch dressing. Yeah, that's definitely weird, user. Definitely weird. I'm doing pretty good there. I thought you were my wife chiming in because my wife calls me Pookie Bear. Yeah, you have to leave the chicken a little wet for the seasoning to stick. Yeah, they're damp. They're not dry. I don't dry them out that much. Let's see. Greg is hanging out in his pantyhose. What is wrong with you guys? Unbelievable. And I'm hanging out in my kitchen. And I'm looking for something that's in my pocket. And I was looking over there for it. Weird. So unfortunately, this is probably going to be the last one of these I can buy. This thing's almost dead. I'm going to be a grumpy bear next week. I'm going to be really grumpy. Without nicotine, I get grumpy. I get moody. And it doesn't go away. I mean, I quit nicotine like altogether for a long time, like so long that it should have been over with and done with. But my grumpiness just never resolved itself. I was like, why? So I had to start figuring something out because I have to do business with people. You know, as a truck driver, I got to take care of customers. So a little nicotine would get me through that. The troll god in the building. Oh, there you go. Give you something to do. Troll god, you know how to click these 3 buttons up here, and be sure you hit that like button there. I only got 6 likes, and I need more. I need at least 7 likes. I tried the Zen pouches. They work, but there's really not a whole lot in there for the amount of money you get. You can leave them in your mouth for a long time, but they recommend that you don't put them down here in the bottom lip. They recommend you put them up here in the top lip. And when I do that, they get really, it's like fire. It's like, it's too hot. Crazy. Hey, thank you guys for hitting the like button. I do appreciate anybody that does that for me. It's helpful. This is seriously the only income that I got going on right now, besides the wife doing Instacart, and she's not doing so great. You're stoned. Yeah, I think my wife's out of pot too. Let's see, when I quit, it took me like 6 months to not feel, man, that's, how did you get through that, Shannon? Because 6 months is too long to be that cranky. And you know how you just say stuff when you're not on nicotine? You just, rah, like, and you don't know where it comes from. You're like, oh, and you got to apologize and explain the whole thing. And it's just, I can't have that happen on a job site or at a customer. I kind of like to be able to walk in there and talk like this, be kind of chill about things. You're smoking who? Mandarin cookie right now? That must be a new strain I haven't heard of. No, you're not banned. I didn't ban you. I didn't see anybody put you in timeout. That's an option. I mean, if you start posting like vulgar stuff, yeah, you can get banned that way. That's a pretty quick way of getting banned, but I'm not too fussy. People pick on me on here. I'm okay with it. I'm a 50-year-old guy. I got over that stuff in high school. You can do whatever you want, Greg. That's a little inappropriate for any conversation in this world. I'm guessing Greg's like 13, or maybe he's 11, and his mom just loaned him the phone, or dad. Now he's just like trolling with his dad's phone. Yep, it was rough. I ate edibles. Yeah, I can't do that as a truck driver. So that's one thing I do. I stay really, really clean. So do you let the trolls rock out? Sometimes, depending on what they're doing and how they're doing it. Because, trolls are viewer too. I tell people that all the time when they're trying to build a YouTube channel. They're so upset when people say stuff they don't want to hear. If they're talking about weight loss and somebody says something, because when I was 435 pounds, which wasn't too long ago, it was about a year ago, people would say stuff to me, in the comment section, in the chats, and I take it to heart, even though I was just hormonal and I was taking it out of context most days. So then I had to learn to start backing away from it. And life's got so much better since I started ignoring it. It's like, whatever. How much do I make driving? Well, if I can get this contract set up the way I want to, hauling groceries out of Anchorage down to Valdez, I could make approximately $3,500 to $3,000 every week. And that's working about a 6-day work week, because then I have to have a period of time to reset my clock. Greg's wearing pants. Greg must be a thief or something. He's got pantyhose on his head. How do you guys heat in the wintertime? It's hard heating in the lower 48. Can't imagine heating. Heating really isn't that bad, even in a trailer home. I think I spend about 100 and something a month in the wintertime, which isn't bad. That's natural gas. Now, if you're running heating oil, it's going to cost you anywhere from $300, sometimes $400 a month. Especially when we get those really crazy cold snaps. It really sucks. But yeah, I live in a trailer home. We got holes all over this thing. I mean, the front door leaks cold air, but it's really not that bad. And the heater's not constantly running nonstop. Holy crap, I'm in the wrong business. Well, I mean, you can, as a woman, you can make a lot of money driving a truck. You don't even have to have a CDL to drive some of these smaller trucks, and you can still make quite a bit of money. Now, you need a Class B to make money, dump trucking. So if you got into a dump truck, and it's pretty simple work. One of my coworkers for one of the companies I work for, she's a woman, and she does fine. She makes great money. Been doing it for years. Propane here is $800 to $1,200 a month. Oh, that's too much. Now, if I was going to spend $800 to $1,200 a month on propane, I mean, even when I lived in a really huge home, you know, I think it was like 4,000 or 5,000 square foot home. I mean, I was only paying about $110 with natural gas to heat that entire home. But that home was built right. It was built facing south, so it was getting the sun. Up here in Alaska, that's kind of what you do. You face your window south, and it gets that sun that comes across the window in the afternoon, and it heats the house for the most part of the day. But if you're tucked away in a lousy apartment with lousy insulation, your landlord don't care. You can spend a crap ton of money on heat. I don't miss apartments at all. Yeah, that's a possibility, but I'm not gonna make her do that on camera. That's, ooh, I heard a beep. There we go. We're getting ready. Let's get this set up and get this going. Okay. Now, normally what I do is I do this on the top rack and bottom rack, and I forgot to take out the pizza pan. So we have this cast iron pizza pan in there. It's going to be in the way. I've made this mistake before. This thing's heavy. That thing's really heavy. Good grief. Set you out of the way. But now I got to take this flaming hot thing out. Here we go. This thing is like fiery hot. Ta-da, get that out of the way. And then I don't need my mitt now, so I can actually control what I'm doing. So I put one of these on bottom and one on top. And I'll just let it cruise in there for a while, for about 15 minutes, and then I switch them up for another 15 minutes. And I try not to dump them all over the place. That would suck. Actually, no, we're going to do 20-minute time, right? Is that a good time? 20 minutes? That sound good? Not hours. We're going to set the timer for 20 minutes. I'm just going to let that go. And then we're going to swap them. Let me swap them. It's pretty simple. And then after I swap them, I'll put them back in for 15, 20 minutes. And then I'll flip them. And I'll do the same process over again. You guys love watching girls eat? No, that's weird. I know there's a thing, you know, people do that. You know, they record themselves eating, and, you know, people like it. I don't know. Come on, cat. There's a cat right here. It's funny that the camera, since it's on top of the phone, it can't see the cat right here. This is like a big freaking giant fluff ball. And I'm used to using my other cameras, like my GoPro or my Insta360, when I'm doing these regular type videos. And this little girl here, she's big. She's got a real slender face, so if I can get her just right, you guys can kind of, I'm just pulling her fur back. She looks kind of thin. She's poofy. My wife wanted a poofy cat, and that's when we found this one across the street, and it was underneath a trailer home. There was a whole litter of kittens over there. Some of the other neighbors were grabbing some of the kittens too, and I told my son to grab one of the gray ones, and this is the one. This is the one. She's been my baby. Oh, you're gonna knock over the freaking camera. Stop it. She's rolling around on the table. Well, yeah, she's a good cat. Do you ever coat the chicken lightly with oil? I don't put any oil on my chicken. And I don't eat panko. I don't eat bread anymore. So, I mean, I know that's an option, and I've done that in the past. What you think about Venezuelan? I don't know much about Venezuela. I only knew a few people that came from Venezuela. They were nice people. But yeah, I used to put all kinds of crap, like vegetable oil on my wings, or I'd soak them in barbecue sauce before I started. And then once I started figuring out how to lose weight, I was like, man, I'm just really screwing it up. Just because it tastes good doesn't mean we should. And I think that's where a lot of us have screwed up over the years. Because, I mean, I went for like 20, 30 years of my life, and I was just eating garbage. Just garbage, just because it tasted good. It was easy. And I wasn't paying attention to ingredients, because even like that powdered ranch dressing flavor, which is better than what comes in the bottle, because you can take that and you can put it in, you know, sour cream. But what comes in the bottle is just full of all kinds of preservatives. Now, they don't have to put that in the powder, so they're taking out a lot of the ingredients for the powder form, but there's still like soy and stuff that doesn't belong in it. Why put soy in there? It's, you know, ranch seasoning doesn't require soy. And soy has created a lot of problems in my world. Vodka, I don't drink anymore, but thank you. I appreciate it. I just fostered a cat that was outside. Now we are that's how it usually works, man. I got a dog. I call it my flat tire dog because she's old and she's always like parked in the kitchen waiting. Oh, Sadie. What's up, pup? What's up, pup? She's really out of shape. She's really old. I can't do that. Whatever that is, diaphoside animals. I don't know what that is. This is my Fluff. This is my cat, Gray Bear. She likes to go outside. I put her on a harness because we live in a city, and she likes to go outside in the yard for walks. So that makes it kind of fun. But she's the one that actually got me started at losing weight, because she was forcing me to take her for walks. That was when I could barely move. I could barely walk. And she was a lot smaller then. So I had this really tiny harness for her at that time. But I used to hang it up over here on the hook, and she would literally jump up there and grab it and bring it down and bring it to me when she wanted to go outside and play. But she was the one thing that got me moving more. She also helped me eat less because she would get right in front of me here at the table. If I was eating something and shouldn't have been eating it, she would get right in front of me, in between me and my food. Or if she thought I was playing on my phone too much, she would get in between us. It's just kind of crazy. So you're making something. Those look cool. Have you ever made I don't even know what that is. Making some right now. Let's see, can I show you? Please, blah, blah. Where do I check them out? Yeah, I don't even know what that is. It sounds weird. It sounds weird, like something I shouldn't be searching. My cats lift the paw for treats like a dog does. That's funny. Yeah, these guys go nuts over catnip. I used to buy these treats a while back. Can't remember what they were called, these kitty treats, but they would just go nuts over them. And I'd only give them a small amount. And they knew that they were only going to get a small amount. So they were even more special to them. What is that? HF. I don't even know what HUF is. HUF 200. I'm not sure what that is, but it's blue. I like the color blue, so that's kind of cool. I'm going to like it. I'm not sure what this does over here. Is that anything? Oh, I can do that. That's kind of nice. Is that a super chat or super thanks? I don't know what that is. And I don't know what a huff is. It says HUF. Can anybody tell me what a huff is? Hey there, Ivan. Appreciate you jumping in. Big John here. I live in Anchorage. Yeah, we're cooking chicken wings today. I've just been having one of those weeks. It's just been a bad week. One of my close relatives went in the hospital all the way across the country. There's nothing I can do about it. Even if I could get a free plane ticket over there, it wouldn't help. I mean, that's how crappy of a situation it is right now. So it wouldn't help. It's like I could just be there, but I don't have a vehicle over there. I don't have money to live on, even if I did get over there. And it's just like, well, so I got to figure out my situation here. Get back to work, start getting some money up. Because there will come a day where I'm going to have to go back to the East Coast, even though I dislike the East Coast. To holy high heck, I miss the fall leaves in New Hampshire. I totally miss a lot of the architecture. I do have some old friends that still live over there, but other than that, it's too overpopulated. Too many people. It's too busy. Let's see. That's how this year, man. What's up with them? Well, diabetes and someone fell over. I'd like to be vague about it because I don't like to point fingers at exactly who it is, but we'll just say they're an important person in my life. Let's see, if I could, I would donate some money. It's okay. I'm not here asking for money. If anything, the only thing I really ask for is postcards. I love postcards. I love collecting postcards. We set a PO box up for the channel. It's attached to the channel. So if you click on the channel and go to the About section, it'll give you the PO box. And I'm looking I haven't checked the post office. I need to check it today to see if I got any more. We got 4 postcards for the collection so far. And I would like to try to get a postcard from like everywhere in the world or all 50 states. And the reason I'm doing this, it's not for me as much as it is for my kids. You know, after I pass away, it's going to be handed down to them. It's going to give them something to look at. And that's the whole point of the postcards. I mean, that's the only thing I ask for. You know, postcards. I like to hang out with people. You know, talk a little bit about what I'm doing. I mean, I don't mind getting made fun of on camera. That's normal. I mean, if you're going to get out here on the internet, you need to expect that. And I think a lot of people they're scared to press record. You know, because I was scared when I first started doing YouTube. I was terrified. I was terrified of getting on here. I couldn't speak a sentence because I was sick. I was morbidly obese. I was eating all the wrong foods. I couldn't talk. I couldn't communicate. And that's why I got better. I got healthier. I didn't get healthier just because I wanted to be on YouTube either. It just happened to be that I was already doing YouTube videos and doing okay. And then I had to figure out how to lose weight. So I started sharing my weight loss journey. Let's see, age doesn't matter. Not like it in relationship situations. I think prayers for your relative are going to be more than anything money can do. I think so too. I mean, it's one of those situations you can't fix some people, and even if I do have some answers, it's not like, you know, they're going to listen to me, because I can talk to 1,000 people in a day, you know, about health, nutrition, and stuff, and I'll have a lot of people going, you know, they're nodding their head. They're like, oh wow, you know, really, that's all you have to do to lose weight, and you don't even have to exercise, and they're real interested right away. But as soon as they turn around or shut the camera off or shut the phone off, right back to doing whatever it was they were doing. And they got to wait for a diagnosis, and then they'll start. That's what happens, is a lot of people start asking me advice as soon as they get a diagnosis of something crazy. Oh, thank you there. KetoVore Journey. I guess that's for pounds. I think that's what that symbol is. I don't know what was that? Was it like it said BUF, didn't it? On the last one? What currency is that? Or is that for HUF? It says HUF. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means, how they got this stuff figured out. But thank you, KetoVore Journey. I appreciate you guys. And I don't even know when we're going to get paid again. Last month, YouTube didn't even pay us. So it's just acquiring. It built up until next month. And in all actuality, you know, just to be transparent with people that are watching right now, if you want to know how much we make on YouTube, I mean, unless you're doing affiliate links and marketing and selling merchandise, we don't make much unless we're getting like videos with like 10 or 20,000 views, which is hard to do. It takes a lot of work. Live streams don't get that. By the end of this live stream, I might acquire about 1,000 views, but that varies too some days, because if I really suck and don't talk a lot, make it really boring, yeah, I might get 400 views, and that doesn't make anything. That makes about $1, if that. And that dollar might acquire in a period of a week. So I could spend an hour, 2 hours out here talking to people and make like literally $3 per stream. But the thing is I like getting out here and doing these live streams, because what else do I got going on with my life right now? Not a lot. Why not talk about it, share it? I live in Alaska. It's a unique place to live. You know, we could talk about Alaska topics and stuff. It's a local currency. Well, I understand it's a local currency, but I don't know what a huff is. HUF. Because they put this little emblem like this one here. That's the pound sign, I believe. Let's see, pounds are more valuable. It's a local currency. Yeah, I dare you to drink water. I don't believe in donations. Sorry, I'm not asking for donations, but I mean, a postcard? I would love a postcard. And it gives me something to look at. It gives me something to touch. The nice thing about postcards is I can't just spend the postcard. I can't have somebody say, well, you spent that on something that I don't approve of, and stuff like that. Because I've gotten hate mail for what people send the YouTube channel. I've gotten hate mail. I've gotten messages. People get pissed off. And I think that's a personal problem on their end. Because anytime you start doing a bigger type YouTube channel, people eventually they start sending things your way once in a while, and it's not stuff that we ask for. Some channels do. I'm not one of those. I just try to be real with everybody. Aha. Oh, is it Jahal? That's fine. I I just didn't know what it was. I might have to go look into it after this stream, because I'm seriously curious. Because one thing me and my dad used to do was QSL cards when he was a ham radio operator, but we used to get QSL cards from all over the world. And back then it was pretty safe for somebody to send a postcard, and they would just take a piece of Scotch tape, because Scotch tape was better back then. And they would just tape like a penny or something like that, or something invaluable of that currency. So we had a collection of coins from all over the world too. That was fun. So we had a big coin collection built up from everywhere. That was nice. Let's see, you ever smacked a moose on the butt? Yes, I have actually. I had a moose. I used to call it Lucy. I call most of the moose that come up to me Lucy, especially the cat. I mean, as long as they're a cow. If they're a bull, they got different words for bulls, because you don't want a bull getting too close to you. You know, the ones with the horns. But the cows can be pretty sweet and nice sometimes. And I used to have one that would come up to my house every day, and I'd just feed it a little this or that. Maybe give it an apple or a treat. But she'd come around like all the time, and almost like she was waiting in the woods for me to walk out the door. And then she just, because they're scary, they're big. Moose are big, and they can mess you up. And they got very long legs, and they move extremely fast. They can screw your day up for a very long time. Let's see. Hi all. Hey there, BK Belgian Carnivore. Hey, nice to see you there. Yeah, we're cooking up some chicken wings today is what we got going on. I got these from Costco. It's my last bag, unfortunately, but I had to stop fasting because just stuff happened. Stuff happened in my life. I couldn't focus on the fast anymore. So I stopped fasting. I had to start eating. I did have one lousy day where because some of the stuff affected me a little bit emotionally. So I just ate whatever I felt like that for one day. And then after it was done, of course, you feel the guilt sets in. I just dealt with it. It's like, okay, I had my day. That was it. Now I got to get back on plan and, back on the carnivore type eating. And I didn't, it was weird how I felt when everything was going on, because I felt like I went right back to day one before I started losing weight. That's kind of how I felt in my brain. But then after it was all said and done, I felt guilty and went to bed, and I woke up the next day. I mean, it was like, wow, I really did that yesterday. And I did it because of emotional reasons. I was stress eating. And, okay, now that I know that, I can recognize that now. I can move on from that. I can move on to that and just keep going, with what I've already learned in the last year, which is crazy. The amount of education I've gotten the last year around health, nutrition, and weight loss, and the type of vitamins and nutrients and everything that works for me. It's just amazing. In 1 year, I had no idea I would learn that much, because before I even got started, I thought I knew a lot. I thought I knew a lot about health, because when I was young, I used to lift weights and to build muscle, and I had a specific diet and specific routine. But over the years, everything got convoluted, with all the crazy ingredients in the stores, and just made everything hard. Let's see, that's fine. I got 30 hours fast 2 days ago. That's great, BK. Awesome. Good job. Yeah, I like to do, I was working on 65-hour fasting, and then everything just went bad. I mean, the Jeep broke down. Now it's got a flat tire, plus the transmission shot. And yeah, it's just one thing after another. They got 2 family members that went in the hospital, within the last week. I was like, good grief. So it's just like, why all of this right now? And then our winter funds from Holland Snow this winter, that's all gone. And it's like, good grief. Now I got to worry about paying next month's bills. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm doing ADF at the moment. I don't know what that is. ADF. Alternate day fasting at the moment. Okay. Gotcha. Alternate day fasting is amazing. 36-hour fasting. I think that's what basically alternate day fasting is. But that works out amazing. You lose weight really fast. That's why I did the 36-hour fasting for 1 week. I lost about 5 or 6 pounds doing that. But now that I'm stressed, because I was 300 pounds a couple days ago, and then I got stressed out and I ate some garbage food. Now that's not going to gain fat right away. I've learned enough to know that is going to create water retention and other issues. It's going to release cortisol, which slows down weight loss. So yeah, I gained about 5 or 6 pounds back just from that one crap day. And there was some sugar, there was some carbs in there, and I'm going to move on from that. That's not a big deal, in my opinion, because it was just, I have to keep reminding myself, it was just one day of crap food. And I don't do cheat meals. I don't do cheat weeks. The only time I have something really off the rails is typically like anniversaries and birthdays. And you go check that stove. It seems like it hasn't gone off. Oh, we got 1 minute left, so yeah, I can switch the racks now. Okay, you guys turn around. What you hunting for?
I'm putting my pack in the freezer. Heating it up has helped, but I'm still hurting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to get this. Need to get these racks out. Get them swapped around.
The oven?
Yeah. I got chicken wings going in there.
I'm thinking to go do a live video down at Ship Creek.
All right.
I need to walk.
Need to walk?
Yeah.
All right, we gotta get these out. Switched around. They're looking pretty good. That was the one from the bottom rack. You guys remember that. That way I don't screw these up, because I've probably done that before. Come out. Now we're just going to take this one and put it down on the bottom. And then after that, we're going to take them out and flip them over. Do the same thing again. This takes about 45 minutes to an hour to completely cook them and get them up to temp. So now that alarm's about ready to go off. We're going to hit this again. Yes, I understand that. I'm going to shut the timer off. Timer set. Do another 20 minutes. And then move on with life. Because that's fun. See what I get? I left for just a second. My cat's got to like, boom, right there in my spot. Because this is my spot. That chair right here, this is my chair. This is my spot. You know how most guys or women, they have their own chair at the table. That's just my spot. Looks yummy. Yeah, I can't wait until they're done. So what I like to do is I like to pre-cook them. So I'll get them up to temp or really, really close to temp, and then I'll come back later. I'll put them all in a Tupperware, let them chill out so they don't lose any moisture. They don't dry out that way. And then I'll pop them in the fridge. And then around dinner time, it's super simple. You just take them out, put them on a tray, and toss them in the air fryer for a minute. And it doesn't take long, like 8 minutes is all you need to get them reheated in the air fryer. This is my sympathy cat. She's helpful for emotional healing. It's helpful to have something soft. And it's way funner than a pillow, because this thing gets pissed off sometimes and runs away. After the weekend, going to try a 48-hour fast. Right on. That should be a good one. Yeah, definitely. If you're doing fasting of any kind, just plan it out. Like, okay, I'm gonna take a couple days off, a day off, or I'm gonna eat for 6 hours, 12 hours, and then we're gonna start a fast, and that's helpful. Some simple tricks that I use to trick the brain is I try to set up my fast so the end time of the fast will be like when I'm sleeping, like maybe 3 in the morning. Like the fast will end at 3 in the morning. And then I'll get up about 5, 6 o'clock, and I can eat, but I don't eat breakfast as a general rule. I'm not one to really crave eating breakfast. So then my fast is going longer, no matter what it's set for. And then I usually eat like around 9:30, 10 o'clock. That's when I eat some burgers or maybe some chicken wings, depending on when they get done. It's already 11:15 here in Alaska. So yeah, this will probably be closer to like a lunchtime type thing if I eat any at all. You got this, man. Keep grinding. Hey, thank you there. My favorite is baking burger patties for work. That's a great way of just making something simple. I mean, because it doesn't have to be that hard. You can even cut them up into almost like little chunks and French fries. When I first started trying carnivore in the truck, I would typically take a Tupperware and put 3 hard-boiled eggs in it, and 3 eggs is a meal for me. So that would get me through the entire day until I got home. That's if I needed a snack at all. And if I didn't need it, I just toss them back in the fridge. That was super simple. But I also had a lot of reindeer sausage then. You can get reindeer sausage here at the Costco in Anchorage, and I would cook those up, but I'd slice them real good. I'd sear them on both sides, get a little bit of extra fat on them, and then I'd put those in a Tupperware, and I'd have them in a few different Tupperwares for the next day. That way, if I wanted to take some to work, I just had something easy, finger food I could snack on. And it's not potato chips, it's not Cheez-Its. I mean, it just works. I looked at the time my local postcard shop opens. I'll try to go there tomorrow. Hey, that would be awesome, Mega. I would appreciate it. Yeah, we love postcards here. It's my third, I'm guessing you're saying third fast day. I was training first for 48 hours. But you see, okay, so here's my problem is that, I gained so much freaking weight, over the last 20 something years of wrecking it and not caring what I was eating. I gained so much weight that I could fast for like the next 30 days. And as long as I had electrolytes, enough water, and I'm taking the vitamins to cover up. I mean, I could live for a long time, with no food. And that's one thing the first fast that I ever did taught me is like, man, I went an entire week with no food. I mean, it was just unthinkable to me. Like the day before I started the fast, I didn't even think I could get through it. But once I got through it, I was a changed person. And I lost 30 pounds. Doing a 5-day water fast. I was like, wow. So I went from 435 pounds down to 405 in 5 days. And I don't care, 30 pounds, you get rid of 30 pounds off your back and it's just, you feel different. And then when you realize you can keep doing it, you don't want to just keep going and going and going, but you can do it in a healthy way. Some sausages I do, Shannon. Yeah, I like the Alaskan sausages. I like those. A lot of the store-bought sausages like Jimmy Dean's, they have some weird ingredients in there and a lot of them have like soy, and they use a lot of pepper. So it's just kind of hard for me to want to eat those because if I get into soy at all, it usually creates my feet to start swelling up, and then I become highly irritable. It's not exactly fun that way. Yeah, Dab Daddy, you're just always being strange. I got a lot of pot smokers in here today.
Can they send some?
I don't know. I don't know if is that legal? I
doubt it.
I don't think it's legal to send that through the mail. That'd probably get me in trouble if somebody started sending buds through the mail.
I was just trying to make a funny.
It
was the first stupid thing that came to my mind.
I don't know. It's got to get out to the village somehow. Faster than a snow machine. I don't know.
I was going to say, seeds are easier. I'll bet that's how a lot of it ends up out there. Start off
well, yeah, seeds, it's way, you can ship the seeds all over the place. That's pretty good. It's legal in Canada. Yeah, it's legal here too. It's legal to mail it in Canada? That's interesting. I didn't know that. But yeah, I mean, Canada is a lot like Alaska. They got the far north places, the villages, stuff like that.
So I do know, yeah, it's legal here in Alaska, but like it's not federally legal. So I don't think shipping it is legal.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about it. I know that when the trailers came out of Wasilla, the postal trailers, because there's a lot of people growing pot out in Wasilla, and then when they're moving the stuff around through the mail. I know that because the Wasilla trailer, when it came to Anchorage, it would reek the holy high hell of pot. And I don't know if they handled that internally down at the post office, like the postmaster general or whoever that guy is. But I know they do. They stop a lot of drugs coming and going in Alaska just through the mail. It's crazy. What the U.S. government don't know won't hurt them. Yeah, the problem is nowadays they just kind of know almost everything. I mean, just like if I talk about my cat, all of a sudden I'm going to get Google advertisements for cat treats. Like after this stream, I guarantee you I'm going to find an advertisement on Facebook or even on YouTube. They're going to try to get me to buy some cat treats for my kitty. Oh, you don't like that. I'm not allowed to touch your butt. I'm touching my cat's butt. Ah! She's doing stuff. All right. Ow! Son of a gun. What? What are you doing to me? She's trying to eat my hand. Look at, ow, 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 that's brutal. You got your claws out. Put them away. Ow, it's not that kind of play. Stop it. You're so chunky. Oh, I got your claws dug into my hand now. That's great. Thanks. Ah, we're going to fight. Anybody want to see me fight my cat? I like to when she was a kitten, I used to let her win all the time. Just because that's the way you should play with your cats anyways. She's being gentle now. She's not using her claws. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're a fun little kitty. I don't know what I'd do if this one wound up missing. That'd be a mess. I'd have to rely on one of the other cats to take over the slack. Demon kitty. Ha. Yeah. Good times. Oh, yeah. She's going to throw a fit now. Let's see. I'd like to see some videos of your neighborhood. Do you have access to a lot of seafood up there? We do, but seafood anywhere is expensive. My wife does most of the fishing in the house, and she brings home salmon. And she fills, we got a pretty good sized freezer in our bedroom, but she's been known to fill that freezer with salmon. And I think when that freezer is completely full, it's probably got like $5,000 to $8,000 worth of salmon in there. And we eat that. You know, we don't sell it. We don't tend to give it away. We might give a couple fillets away to family. So that's about it.
We run out every February.
Yeah, every February we wind up running out of fish. And now we're wanting more fish. And the kings will be coming up the creek here any day now. I think my wife's going to go down there right now and check it out. But I do have videos of a lot of the Anchorage neighborhoods. Part of the live stream I did yesterday, we cruise around. I did a video about the Mountain View. Mountain View is considered like one of the hoods in Alaska. And I also did a couple other ride-along type POV videos. A couple different interesting neighborhoods here in town. Let's see, today we're going to have chicken wings for dinner. Probably going to have chicken wings for lunch. Yeah, she's definitely a keeper. She's a good woman. She does fish. She does hunt. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, have fun.
Oh, yeah.
I got to take care of these chicken wings.
That already smells amazing.
It does. It's going to taste even better. At least the kids will have something to eat. Now, the thing I found out with chicken wings, if I eat a lot of them, yeah, we're not losing weight that week. Even if it is like all carnivore type meats and stuff. What are you looking for?
I'm trying to figure out what footwear I want to wear.
Oh.
I better wear something comfy.
Just walking out the door with a slingshot. What are you using in your slingshot?
I was just going to freaking try some stupid rocks.
We got a whole bunch of those BBs for the BB gun.
Aren't they super tiny?
Yeah, I used to put about 4 or 5 in there. It works kind of like birdshot. I mean, if you're hunting birds with a slingshot, that's how you hunt birds.
Yeah.
Is you take 4 or 5 of those pellets, put it in your little pouch, and send it. Then you get a bird. But when I was a kid, we were trying to get rid of other birds.
Cardboard box and see if I can just hit it. I didn't want to use something that we spent money on. That's why I was just going to pick up rocks and experiment.
She's trying to figure out if she knows how to shoot a slingshot. I kind of laughed because when I grew up, that's what we did as kids. We all had slingshots, and we were making our own slingshots back then. Because pretty much that was like the first weapon we ever owned was slingshots and rocks and sticks. Yeah.
I went straight to a pellet gun. So
yeah, we buy fresh. I'm guessing you're talking about seafood. Yeah, we don't buy seafood as a general rule. Quite often we get it from somebody we know, or we go on a fishing trip, and the fishing trips cost money here. So I mean, it's kind of like you're buying fish, but you're getting your fish because you're making the effort. So that way you're spending a lot less money that way. We got fishing trips out of Homer, Alaska that take you out halibut fishing, and halibut's freaking amazing white fish. Let's see. Yeah, you did that Mountain View for me. Yeah, was that for you, Putty Cat? Yeah, nice. That was a fun little ride. I mean, those videos don't do me much justice because they're just, yeah, we're riding around the neighborhood, kind of hanging out like this. But it is what it is. Let's see. Did you grow up in Alaska? No, I did not. I was born here. I'm Alaskan native. My wife's Alaskan native, but I was adopted at 2 years old. So I grew up in New Hampshire, and I spent most of my life there. I think I left New Hampshire in my early 20s, and then I started truck driving all over the United States. So I've been to all the lower 48 states. Drove in Mexico, drove through Canada. The only place I haven't driven is in Hawaii. That's still kind of on the bucket list. I might get a chance to do that.
You talking about those?
Yeah, those will work.
Yeah, there's 6,000 in there. There ain't no way I'm gonna go through all that. I'm taking.
Oh heck no! I just used to fill a pocket up with stuff. When I was kids, we had blue jeans, so we just fill a pocket up with BBs and we go run a slingshot out in the woods, play around. Just don't hit any homeless people. They might be living in the ditches. Yeah. But no, I didn't grow up here. I came back to Alaska in about 2004. And then I started working the summer months up here. And then I was flying down at the end of summer. And then I was trucking the rest of the year in the lower 48. And that made me a bunch of money doing it that way. Honestly, I never did multiple pellets. Yeah, 2 to 3 pellets gives you a pretty decent spread. Now, if they're the small BBs, like the little tiny copper ones, I used to put about 5 of those in the pouch and send it. And that used to get whatever I was shopping for if I didn't get a straight shot on the bird or squirrel. We had a lot of squirrels on the East Coast that were a problem. I mean, they get in the house, they get in the eaves. So we had to start taking care of those. Yeah, just easy stuff. But yeah, I need to get a fishing license soon if I want to go with my wife. My wife managed to scrounge up enough money doing DoorDash to get her fishing license. So she can actually go fishing any day now, whenever she decides to head down. So I use both of those. If you're looking on my channel, I use both of those addresses. They go to the same mailbox. So I have one that's goes straight to the P.O. box, and the other one looks almost like a street address, but it all goes to the same post office box. And the reason the post office up here sets it up like that is because in Alaska, there's a lot of products that say I need a secondary address. And that's why there's 2 addresses on there. Because people that wanted to send me stuff before were running into that issue because it says, well, I need a second address. Well, that's how the post office solves that for us. So they actually have a second address for the post office, and then it goes into my P.O. box from there. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, top or bottom one, doesn't matter. They're mega. Let's see, did you meet your wife in Alaska? Yeah, I did. I met her when she was a really young girl. She actually was learning how to drive when I was with my ex at the time. My ex-wife turned out to be my wife after that. Then she turned out to be my ex-wife. But my wife was really young at that time, like 15 or 16 years old, and she drove into my car. And because I lived at the end of her road, and when she went down to turn around, she wound up running into my car. I wasn't too happy about that, but it's what it is. And then many, many years later, we wound up just being friends for a while, and that's how we got together. You know, we weren't even looking at each other like that, because she was going through a breakup, I was going through a breakup, and neither one of us wanted anything to do, you know, with each other at that time. We were just trying to fix our own issues. Let's see, which one works more usually? As a general rule, I usually work more. She does a lot of work, even though it's not technically getting paid, but like I said, she fishes. So the amount of money that she's bringing in the house with the fish, just the fact that she's feeding the family with what she does, you know, it's totally worth whatever it is that I have to pay for her to go do these trips. So yeah, it's a lot of work fishing too. So I don't know how many how many times you've been on fishing trips or dip netting trips where you catch like 30, 40 fish, but then you got to process all those fish. And then you got to put them away. You got to vacuum seal them and then get them in the freezer. And you got to do it in a specific time frame before they start to go bad. So it's a lot of work involved there. Hey, I appreciate you there, Jen. Let's see. Do you like steamers, soft shell clams? I love clams. We don't have a lot of those varieties of clams up here. We have razor clams, and they're pretty good, but they're a pain in the ass to catch because they're kind of fast. They move pretty quick. But yes, I love clams. When I grew up in New Hampshire, I was always into the clams because there was just so many of them there. Everybody was having these clam bakes and clam boils. So clams were inexpensive, in abundance, and they were something fun. What part of the world you living in, Mega? You said you like fishing there. I fished all over the lower 48. I mean, when I was big trucking, yeah, I'd just pretty much find a piece of water and just throw a line in there. I've caught fish on a hook with a gum wrapper. I've caught fish with cigarette butts. I mean, you can use basically anything. Central EU. Oh, okay. That's a long walk from here. Yeah, I check my timer. Sometimes I set it up and I don't hit start. So I gotta, yep. Oh, it's about time to flip these things around. Okay. See if this pan's cooled off. It's still pretty warm. It's not too hot though. We're gonna move that out of the way. Get you out of here. This alarm's about ready to go off. I need to find some tongs. Because now I gotta rotate all these chicken wings and get them ready to go. So I got to get them up here. I got to get them up here, up higher. Okay. There we go. Ta-da. So I bought these little tin liners that are supposed to kind of help prevent that mess. And they weren't the right size. They were the right shape. I got them at Walmart, but I put them on here and they don't work. They didn't work. I was pretty upset about that. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of hot air in my face all at once. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. All right, this other one needs to come out. Now we need to get these things flipped. Ta-da. Oh, those things look so good. They look so good. This is a pain in the butt process. Now I got to get them all flipped over. And it kind of takes a while. I usually wind up dumping them or making a mess out of them when I start doing this. Oh, there's got to be a better way. You guys know a better way of doing this, I'm sure. Well, for one, they're kind of close together. That's why I want to get those bigger. See what I did? See what I did there? That's why I want to get those bigger sheets, bacon sheets, and get some bigger racks. That way I can cook up exactly this amount, and they can be a little bit more spread out. And I wouldn't have to be so tucked in there and clumsy with them. Oh my goodness, be quiet. Hush. Nobody wants to hear you right now. I'm lucky they even stick around to listen to me talk half the time. Ouch. All right, here we go. Come on. I got to move some things out of the way. Maybe I should just like make a pile. That way it gives me a little bit more room. And then that way I can just kind of roll these over. Oh, that's a better idea, huh? Look, see, I'm learning. I'm learning how to do stuff. That one's still got a feather attached to it. That's all right. We know how to get rid of feathers when it's all said and done. Come on, you. Flip over. I want to do this like all day. And I can take this one, put you down on the end, because the little drummies like to hold the little wings up. Get you out of the way. Get another one of these out of the way. Get you flipped. Yeah, everything is easier when it's not like 1,000 freaking degrees. This stuff's hot. Come on, you. No, we're not feeding the dog any of you today, or at least for right now. I don't want to feed any of these to the dog. The dog gets paid pretty well in this house. Okay, those are done, flipped. Ta-da. Isn't that fun? I doubt it. I doubt it. All right. So yeah, we're going to try this. We're going to move a couple of these off the end. That way I can start flipping the rows a little bit more efficiently. Okay. So I got some room to move around. There we go. This is working out way better than what I was doing in the beginning. Yep. I'm on you. There we go. You ever watch those like older Asian ladies? They'll just grab these things and just start flipping them. I don't know how they do that without burning themselves. That's crazy. So these things are hot. You just flip them all over one at a time. Just boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden you're eating some amazing food from some foreign place that I've never been in my life, but they know how to cook. All right, come on, you. We're almost there. Then I'm just going to season these up real fast and then pop them right back in the oven. And do the same thing. Come on, you. There we go. Okay. Those are officially done. Yay. Now, unfortunately, I don't know which ones were which. So I'm probably going to screw this up. Now, this is Redmond seasoning. Really, really good stuff. Like, holy cow, it smells like it smells like ramen noodle seasoning. But it's way better for you. It's healthier. Okay, that one's done. I'll put a little bit of this on there. I'll put a little bit of this on you. Oh, that's right. You guys told me to use paprika. That's right. Okay, I got paprika up here. I don't remember which one I put the paprika on, so we're just going to make a best guess. Come on, you. Let's start. I don't want to get too crazy because I'm feeding small children too, so. But I think these will turn out good and they'll be delicious. I think they'll be edible for the kids. I hope. Then there was a little bit of this in there too. Oh, wrong side. All right. Just get on the bird, man. Let's go. Put a little bit on here too. I gotta be too fussy with this. Half of it's gonna fall off anyways. It's okay. Back in the oven. All right. I'll put this one on the bottom this time. This one's gonna go on the top. And we're not gonna throw them on the floor. That would suck. All right. I'm gonna set you guys up for what, 20 minutes? Another 20 minutes? Yeah. Actually, I'll do that one for 18 minutes just because I like to be different than everybody else. Whee! Skadoosh. All right. Have a second rack. I'll put it on top and flip the whole. That would be great. If I had a second rack, I think that would be awesome. I'd do that. Totally. But I don't have a second rack. And I know when you're working and everything's going good in life, those things are just like trivial. You know, because you can get that stuff and it's not a big deal. But, you know, before I didn't start having money issues until I got like incredibly morbidly obese about a year ago. And then I was like basically in survival mode where I was just trying to get my health back. And that took a lot of time. And then I was, fumbling around through the universe, just trying to figure out, what I was doing with the money I had at the time. And I was doing a lot of really bad spending and wasn't thinking right. I was spending too much money on the YouTube channel, and it wasn't making any money anyways. But yeah, so we got a lot of, tripods, and we got 2 laptops and hard drives. There's a lot that goes into doing anything like this. It takes a while. It's not just a cell phone. Like this here is just a cell phone. I should have started out doing stuff like this a long time ago, but I didn't know how. Kodiak Joe, hey there. Hello, chicken looks good. This is the first time I've caught you in live stream of yours. I appreciate you coming in here. There's little 3 dots up there at the top. If you've never been on this type of video before, you click those 3 dots. It'll give you an option to hit the like on the stream, and that's helpful. I'm not sure what kind of paprika that is. It's just the, this is the stuff that everybody, Kroger is what it is. This was the most common type container, this little tin containers, but they're so nice. They're better than the new plastic containers, because especially when you're doing light fluffy powders or even like cinnamon or something like that, because the tin actually works kind of like a little vacuum. You just tap it and it'll just poof, it'll just poof it out there. It makes it super easy to put a specific amount on stuff. Yeah, chicken. Yeah, we got chicken cooking up. Never heard of it, but it must be good if you guys use it there. Yeah, I don't know where it came from. It might have been in this house when we moved in. I don't know, because when we moved in here, this place was covered in chandeliers. There were some really eccentric people that owned this place. So there was, like, in this room here, I think there was 3 or 4 chandeliers just in the kitchen. In the living room, I had at least 3 or 4 in there. Plus there's a ceiling fan. This bedroom over here had 3 chandeliers. My bedroom had at least 4. The girls' bedroom had chandeliers in it. The only 2 rooms in the house that aren't really considered rooms are the bathrooms. Those were the only 2 rooms in the house that were free of random. Oh no, there were 2 in my kids' bathroom, and it's smaller than ours. And I think, oh no, there was one in that bathroom too, in my bathroom. But I started taking them, I left them there for a period of time. And then shortly after, I kept hitting my head on these things. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave them alone until I smack my head on them. And as soon as I smack my head on a chandelier, I'm going to take it out. And yeah, after a period of time, they all came down. There were none left. None left in the house. But yeah, that's a pretty decent paprika. Now I'd like to get some smoked paprika. I did have some smoked paprika before. I don't remember where I bought it here. Tin can seasoning doesn't clump up like the there might be some truth to that. I mean, obviously, or else you probably wouldn't have brought it up. But the stuff in the plastic containers, if it sits there for too long, the humidity seems to figure out how to get in there, and it can't escape. So yeah, I got a lot of random seasonings in the big tall containers that do clump up. They get really hard, and you got to bust them up just to use them. Let's see. I'm not sure what you're talking about making happen. What did I miss? Must have missed something here. Have a second rack. All right. I'm just looking back through some of the messages, see if I missed anything. The skin looks nice. I caught a decent sized catfish on old French fry once. Yeah, that's easy. That's fun. Robert says, I agree, big man. If they're hungry, fish will hit most anything. Boy, I missed a lot of comments there. Okay, I think I'm all caught up now. Managed to send the letter. Hey, that'd be great. Yeah, postcards are much appreciated. I do have a box that I need to start clearing out so I can start putting the postcards in. And since we're screwing around like we always do, go ahead and get that. But it was a really nice box. I don't know who got it for me. I believe I acquired this box when I was with my ex-wife. So she might have got it for me as a gift. One of my children that I had with her might have got it for me as a gift. But it's in here somewhere in my messy room. Oh, there it is. But it has, there we go. I'm going to have to wipe it off. It's been sitting up there for a long time. It's a really cool box. I'm going to start, I want to try to fill this thing up with postcards. And if this gets filled up too fast, but I don't know. I don't know how many people are actually going to send me postcards. So maybe it's just something that only a few people will do. And then maybe it'll turn into something later. But yeah, I mean, so these are the 4 postcards I've gotten so far. I was so excited. I mean, I was excited like a little kid, you know, that got their Matchbox car in the mail. You guys remember that? Anybody old enough to remember when Matchbox used to send stuff in the mail? I was a part of like a Matchbox club, and we used to get these little Matchbox cars that would come in literal matchboxes, little tiny cardboard boxes. That was so much fun. I also was getting, what was it, Smurfs when I was a kid. I used to get Smurfs in the mail. Wiping this off because it's just really dusty. I don't know what's in here, so I'm going to have to inspect it before I open it, because you know how adults are. We put stuff in there and we don't know what it is. So I'm going to take a quick look-see in here. Make sure there's nothing inappropriate in the box. Okay, so far so good. Yep. Oh, that's where those went. Man. Okay, so when I got a Glock, my ex-wife's dad gave me a birthday present. It was a nice Glock 36, but this is what I started doing is I had this piece of plastic here, and I was learning how to do the stippling. And this is just basically a practice run of stippling, because I want to stipple the grip on the gun, and it's really great for traction and doesn't slip. But this is one of my practice pieces, and I just haven't thrown it away. And okay, these are wood burning tips that I would use for stippling to make that happen. And I spent a lot of time, you know, figuring out how to do it. Now this is the tip I used on a wood burning tool, and I would just use this, and it was really simple to do. You just get this thing heated up, and you just tap it. And if it doesn't, do what you want, you just hold it for a little bit longer and you pull it up. But you just do that over and over and over again, and then eventually you get something that looks like this. And it doesn't take long. You see that one there has got a pretty little design there. I was messing around, but yeah, that's all that is. It's just this, over and over and over again. And you want to have a little fan. So if you have a tiny desk fan, while you're doing it, because you want to blow the plastic fumes away from your face, not good. Don't want to breathe that in. But yeah, just a little wood burning tool. And this is also part of my gun kit, because when I got a Rock Island 1911, it had a double safety failure. It has the palm grip safety, which is activated by the bows, and I had to figure out how to redo the bows, and also had a thumb safety failure. So when I would cock the gun to put a round in the chamber, for some reason it would activate the firing pin. So as soon as I cocked it back and let it go, it was sending a round downrange. And this was brand new too, brand new out of the factory from Rock Island. And this was a piece of wood, because I was just practicing playing with the wood burning tool. And it's just stuff that's been sitting in here forever. Well, this is where I'm gonna. Why are you in there? I know there's a reason for you. I don't remember why that's in there. Maybe that's what I was using to draw what I was getting ready to do. Not sure. But these files, I had to buy these special files so I could file the safety on the 1911 down and get it exactly right. And we're talking like really, really delicate filing. So that the safeties, they're hand smith by the gunsmith, and they're supposed to test these things before they leave the warehouse. Yeah, Rock Island failed there. But these are really fine, tiny little files. It's called a needle file set. But as you can see here, these are really, really, really fine. That's what we would use to file down little pieces of metal. But you would take the file, and it takes like this much effort. You just take the file and you just run it across the piece, and then you have to put it back in the gun and check it. And then you just do that again, put it back in the gun, check it, see if it works, and until you get it just right. Because if you file 1, 2, 3 times too many, you just screwed that piece up and you got to buy a new one. But yeah, that's how fine-tuned a lot of these guns are. And here's the little stand for the soldering gun or heating gun. It sits on here, something like that. But yeah, when you're not using it, you put it in the stand. I'm gonna have to find a box for this stuff now, and I don't know, why are these in here? Like that's a carbon pencil. I don't remember when the last time I used a carbon pencil. I used to do a lot of artwork, back in the day. I don't remember exactly why this is in here. I got something else in here. I don't know what you are. You're a broken piece of plastic. I don't need that. Just make sure. Yeah, I don't need that. But anyhow, this is the box. Hello, sir. I am from India. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. So this is the box that I was talking about. I don't know where this box came from or what was originally in it. I believe it was empty when I got it. But this is the box I'm going to start collecting my postcards in. And at some point, there was something glued to the bottom. This might have been like a cigar box at one point. I don't know. But we're going to start putting the postcards away in this box. And I want to fill this box. I would love to fill this box by the end of this year. I love these postcards. I love the little messages, the little keepsakes. And the nice part about postcards and mailing postcards to anybody in the country is that, this is stuff doesn't take up much space. This is stuff you put in your bottom of your sock drawer, tuck it to the back, whatever. But when you go to move, then all of a sudden you're going to find these things, just like the old photographs we used to have. Remember when we used to develop film and we had pictures? Yeah, it's kind of like that. And it's a little memory, because on the back they talk a little bit about, who it came from or what the reason was. And it's stuff the kids can look over, later on, when dad's gone. But if anybody wants to send a postcard to the channel, and just send it to Big John, P.O. Box 141791, Anchorage, Alaska 99514. Yeah, we would love to fill this box up, because right now that's what it looks like. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this stuff. Some of it can go back in there for the time being. I'll figure that out a little bit later. But I think everything will fit in here just fine with the postcards for the moment. I don't really need that anymore. You ever do that? You do something, and this is just a practice piece, but it's like one of those things where like this is the first time I learned how to do something. It's kind of like when your kid, makes a picture and you hang it on the wall. You don't want to get rid of it because it's one of the first pictures you got from your kid. And this is kind of what that reminds me of. Like, this was the first time I learned how to stipple on plastic, and this is the result. So it makes me kind of not want to throw it away. Same for this too. It's like, really, why do I keep this? But I have it. Am I ever going to do more with it? Probably not. Yeah, just weird stuff we do. Flatten that out. Oh, the house smells so good. It smells so good in here. That doesn't shut because I don't know what I did. I did something preventing this from shutting. Oh, I got it. It's shut. Probably gonna put this over there with my all my video equipment and stuff like that. Wow, that got damaged somehow. How did that get damaged? Or is there something preventing you from shutting? Oh, this thing is in the way. Okay, let's try that. Oh, there we go. There was a specific way to put that away. Now the hinge is shut. Yay, it's closed. This is Dad's box. Dad's box. I'm Dad. Okay. I'm doing pretty good there, Jitendra Kumar. I get a lot of people in here that I don't know how to say their name. So if I butcher your name, I apologize. And then Rajan used to talk about how they have actual debates over cards like that. Yeah, that was a thing too. You could have arguments with postcards. I remember those people that were doing that. My dad was one of them. They were just constantly arguing about politics or something like that with people across the country. That was kind of fun. I heard a noise. And I thought something was like going wrong behind me. Probably burned the house down accidentally. Yeah, being out of work sucks there, kinfolk. And it was normally, okay, so last summer I was running dump trucks. Normally we do something what is called, we get moneyed up. That money last year from the construction season didn't come in quite as expected. Even though the pay rate for us went up, that money just goes right out the frickin' window with inflation and the cost of fuel. I mean, the pay raises barely covered the cost of living compared to what they used to be when we were making less money. When we were making less money, everything was way cheaper. And a lot of that money got put up in savings or put into investments. And now it's just an absolute freaking nightmare trying to stay ahead of things. And the type of jobs I do, they're paying anywhere from $25, $30, $40, $50 an hour. And that money's just not sticking around like it used to. And we're not living a lavish lifestyle. I mean, I live in an old trailer home. I mean, we're not running around buying stuff, nonsense stuff, like big screen TVs or buying a lot of guns. I mean, we did invest in our YouTube channel and laptops and stuff like that. But when we did that, I had a really good job at that time working for the post office, and we had a lot of savings at that time too. So we were just taking some of our savings and putting it into something else that might make us money later. But yeah, it's crazy how quick the money goes now. Hey there, Luke. You can subscribe if you want to, Luke. I don't ask people to subscribe anymore. I mean, I do a little animation at the end of some of my videos with the subscribe button, but I try not to just sit there and say, hey, subscribe, like, or whatever. Likes do just as much good. People that just come back and hang out, and watch and want to be part of the, interaction here. I appreciate those people. If it wasn't for the interaction, in the live feeds and in the videos I create, I wouldn't be out here. I wouldn't want to do this anymore. I mean, because if I'm just making videos and nobody's responding to anything I do or say wrong or correct me, because I'm always up to be corrected. But I appreciate you there. I mean, but when I do talk about people subscribing, I hope they're people that want to come back at some other day, like maybe even randomly next week. I might be doing a live stream. I look forward to seeing familiar faces every week when we do these streams. And whenever I do videos, it's nice to see people that I recognize from week to week. Yeah, we got to get you out. Hold on. My oven's making noise. I got to swap these racks around real quick. And then we got to hopefully finish this up. Where did I do with my mitt? It's over here. Okay. Taking this one out first and putting it up here. Now we're going to take the other one, put it on bottom. Okay. Yeah, these things look good. I can't wait to start eating them. They're going to be close soon. All right, one more trip in there. I'm going to set that one for 15 minutes. Start. And then it'll be time to take temperatures. Make sure. Actually, I could check the temperatures now to make sure. So poultry, you want to have that set for 165. Go down, 165. I'm going the wrong way. Got that set up. I'm going to grab a rack out of there real quick. We're going to take a base temperature. Because I've been talking a lot, and that's when I usually make mistakes in the kitchen. When I talk too much, and then I'm not paying attention to what I'm actually cooking. So we're going to check one of the drummies. Push that in right down by the bone and see where we're at. So I'm looking for an internal temperature, 165. When I get there, this thing will pop off and it'll tell me if I'm close. And unfortunately, this thermostat or thermometer, whatever you want to call it, takes a little bit of time. Okay. Coming up in temperature slowly. Up to 140. Okay, it should come up quicker than that. So we're good there. I'm going to put you back in for another bit. All right. Whew. That oven is hot. Hot, hot. We're going to add a couple minutes. Yeah, we'll just let that run. We'll figure it out when we come back and check the temperature here in a minute. I got to make sure I shut this off because it's battery operated. Anybody want to say hi to the dog? Yeah, they look pretty good. Let's go take a walk outside for a second. Sadie, you want to go out? No? You are not interested right now, are you? No, I'm going to go see what it's like out here. I haven't been outside today. It's kind of nice. It's beautiful. So here's my problem. Is that my wife's Jeep broke down. Transmission went out, or it's got some other issue going on there. But then as soon as we parked it, that's what happened. And it looks like there's a key. I had her move it around a little bit yesterday. Right back here in the tread, there's a freaking key. That looks like a key. I got to pull this whole tire off to get that stupid thing out. Not happy. Not happy with that at all. The stuff I go through. Oh yeah, check this out. So I got these stickers. I don't know if that's a little too cheesy. But yeah, I got that on the side of my Jeep. And I got something similar on my license plate. I don't know if it actually brings anybody's traffic in there, but at least people recognize me when I'm out and about. You know, because I do get a lot of people just in the general area. They talk to me when I'm in the stores. You know, they might see me in a store doing a vlog, you know, something like this, walking around, just talking about life, talking about groceries, or talking about why that stuff is garbage. Yeah, the mountains over there look cloudy, and it looks like it could rain today, and there's a breeze coming through. Anyways, I got chicken wings going in there. I should probably get inside. Oh, something I got. I found this in the garbage. I think somebody misunderstood it when I made the little short video about how I found it in the garbage, because there was a cat in here. This is a backpack. I've already put my fattest cat in here and put it on. Yeah, it's kind of a female, feminine type color, but it's like brand new. It's like a brand new cat carrier. We got that one in the garbage here, and then we also found another one. The son went and snagged this one up. But this is another cat carrier. This one's got a freaking tag on it still, guaranteed on board. So this is for carrying your animal on a plane, it looks like. That's what this is for. But yeah, we move our animals around from time to time. Somebody's arguing or coughing or dying from... Sometimes when these people do their drugs, they just start hacking up a lung. And it could be anything. It could be them smoking cigarettes, or it could be them smoking pot. There's a neighbor that smokes a lot of weed, and they just sit out there on their porch just hacking up a lung. It sounds so bad. And I got nothing against people that smoke weed. I just think that if you're coughing that hard, that's typically not a good thing. Nope. And I'm out of my good carnivore snacks already. I got these. These are good. Don't take me wrong. I'm not saying these are bad. My favorite snacks on the carnivore diet are those chomps. I love those things. Those things are so good. But these carnivore crisps are really good too. And I got some bacon. I can cook that up today. This thing just cut the feed there, so it's probably going to take 3 or 4 seconds to come back. I don't know why it does that. I'm in the house. The Wi-Fi is connected to it. It really shouldn't do that. My dog is a lab, like a golden retriever lab mix. Internal patch will fix the tire. Yeah, but again, I have to plug it. It costs money to I could do a tire shop and have it broken down. I don't have the money for that, so I got to do basically it's kind of like a trail repair. And almost everybody I knew when I lived out further, I lived in Wasilla, we all had tire patches, tire repair kits, because we had to fix that stuff on the side of the road ourselves. Yeah, she might be. She's an old dog. I mean, she's lucky to still be around. She had a whole bunch of pups and they passed away. There was something wrong with the litter. They had like nerve issues. These are good. Definitely try these out if you can afford them, or if you have them local. If for some reason you can find these in a store, Carnivore crisp is just so delicious. Now, don't expect like a bacon flavor. It's definitely got a beef flavor to it, but you don't really get the flavor until you have had it in your mouth for a few minutes. Super good, healthy snack. So each package this size is 270 calories. So there's 2 servings in here of 100. It says 140 calories per serving. Yep. Oh, weird. I didn't notice that. It says refrigerate after opening. This has been sitting in the other room. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it's been sitting in the other room like that for quite a while. Let's see. You're in North America, so I probably can find them. Yeah, they're good. I tried to order those. That darn shipping was so insane I couldn't get it. Oh, that sucks, Shannon. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's horrible. Well, I mean, you're in Alaska. It's probably fine. Cold enough out there anyways. It hasn't warmed up yet this summer. It needs to warm up. I mean, we need to get warmer temperatures so everybody can get back to work. We can get moving again. Because I'm not the only one in this situation right now. There's a whole bunch of people right now. We're just waiting for work to start, construction season to start. So yeah, there's a bunch of people out there having a hard time right now if they didn't have their finances completely in line. That oven's making a lot of noise. I think I got problems in there. Sounds like something's leaking off the edge of the side and hitting down on the burners. Go check it out. See what's up. You guys want to go in the oven? I can put you in the oven. Have you seen the Northern Lights? Yes, I have. They're almost impossible to see here in Anchorage, although it is possible. Let's turn that on. Wow. What is going on, guys? I hear you talking to me. Oh, there's a lot of sizzle from the drippings on the pan. Looks like everything's okay. We're going to leave you guys alone. Going to let them hang out in there for a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to scrounge up like $30 so I can go to Costco and get some of that hamburger meat, the 80/20 Costco Business Center. Man, that's the best place. If you got a Costco, if you guys live anywhere near a Costco Business Center, so far, like for us here in Alaska, that's the cheapest way to buy meat. Doesn't matter if it's pork, beef, lamb, pretty much anything. That is the cheapest way to buy meat in bulk. I don't know why anybody would be buying meat anywhere else if they had a Costco membership. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I mean, I heard they saw the northern lights down in the lower 48 because we just had some crazy big giant solar storm that was screwing with our cell phones and making life interesting for us. I remember there was one day there I was having issues with the live stream. It just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And I'm like, oh, this is pointless. So let's not do that. What's the difference to Costco business and regular Costco? Shannon, there's a lot of differences. Okay, for starters, the Costco Business Center is automatically, you know, in tune of big business or little small businesses mainly. So they package meats differently. Uh, the regular Costco is more like going to a grocery store, like going to, let's say, Walmart that just sells stuff in bulk. So you're going to find more variety of items at a regular Costco. You go to the Costco Business Center, you're not going to find the vitamin section's not going to be the same. The meats, for instance, is packaged differently. It's packaged in big packages, and it's a lot cheaper than buying meat over at the regular Costco. And then even the center aisle items are going to be a little different because they're set up for like a restaurant or somebody that's got like a food truck. It's set up for that type of stuff. Do you do live streams every Friday? Luke, I do live streams whenever I got time. I mean, if I don't have anything, it's Friday today. The only thing else I had going on was cooking these chicken wings. I do have an application I need to get filled out over the weekend. And that's another thing. You guys are looking for work and you're frustrated with all that online application crap. I am. I'm fed up with it. But I filled out applications online for these different companies. And I'm still a firm believer, you let a few days go by, walk in the door, show your face, make sure you have a resume or something. Even if it's just your cover letter, have something in your hand that you can hand somebody. If they like you and like your appearance, chances are you're going to get a job. It's really hard to find a job right now with these online applications because they get flooded with applications right now. There's so many websites like Indeed, Jobs Now, all kinds of different websites to get jobs. And the companies are just getting flooded with all these messages. So how are you going to get your face seen? I mean, the quickest way to get your face seen is walk in the door. Definitely walk indoors. I call it door knocking. I went door knocking yesterday. That's what I was doing yesterday. I was talking to people, get face to face, have an interaction, and that sells me as a person that I'm interested because, yeah, I filled out the application online, but now I'm coming in and saying, hey, I haven't heard anything for a while, 2 or 3 days. That's kind of a long time not to respond. Especially if you have, help wanted signs sitting out in front of your location. Well, for me, one of the situations was my online application went way up north, 400 and something miles north of here to an office in Fairbanks. Well, that's not here in town. So now I have to go into a place in town and handed her my resume, and she took it, and she was nice enough to make copies because that was my last one because I was handing out resumes all day yesterday and talking to people. Trying to put together something. Everything's going to take time. It doesn't matter what I do. The only thing that would make it any faster is I could, if the road restrictions came off, that would probably be it. But even then, the truck that I was using last year still broke down. It's not running correctly. So yeah, I got that problem too. Let's see, is that Mexican mango vape? No, it's not Mexican mango. It's like I can't remember. This one here is like banana coconut or something. I really wish they would stop it with all the crazy fruit flavors and stuff like that with these vapes because they got the flavor profiles so messed up with vapes these days. I like I like a vanilla custard, and it's like that's almost impossible to find these days. And that's it. That's the only flavor I like. My dream is to do live streams, but I only have 1 subscriber. It doesn't matter, Luke. It doesn't matter. You're not going to get subscribers if you don't do stuff. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You just set up the live stream and hit the button and just do stuff. Talk about stuff. Talk about your day. People will come and they'll go. So I just watched the number here for people that are viewing. It's a revolving door all day long.
So if you're trying to get into live streaming, you're trying to get into YouTube, just do it. Just make a video. It doesn't have to be good. You're going to get better. You're going to get better at talking. You're going to get better at, doing the interactions and responding. The reason why it takes so long to grow is because there's a learning process of how to do all the settings. So if I were to start another channel, now I know how to do all the settings. I know how to do thumbnails. I know how to interact. I know how to respond to people, because you can't just make a video and then never respond to anybody that's commenting on that video, because those people are going to forget about you. You have to interact. You have to talk. Like I repeat who I'm talking to, like Mega, the vanilla is OG. Yeah. People like to hear that interaction that I responded to them specifically. And it makes us feel good. I mean, it does. It releases that little bit of dopamine, and people like that. Shannon, she's got a little wrench. She's one of my trusted viewers. I know that she's not gonna, tank my stream just by deleting everybody out of the comments, even though that is an option for them. They could do that. She could shut me down. She's got the power, but I trust her. Let's see. I don't have nerve to do it yet. Don't sweat it. You know how many times I've started a live stream with no plan at all. And 90% of my live stream interaction is from just people that randomly start talking. Now, I do like to start my live streams with a topic. So I'll have a topic, I'll have a basic thumbnail set up, and that'll help me after the live stream's uploaded to YouTube, because then other people might come back and watch it, at least a portion of it later, and it has to be relevant to what the thumbnail and title is. That way, it's worth their time. I don't want to waste anybody's time just by starting a live stream for no reason, even though some days I have. And I still try not to waste their time. I try to take people around the house. I might go in the car. We might go for a nice little ride around town, show you an old neighborhood. And this is stuff I would do anyways. Why not take people with me and show them what's going on? And that thing probably went off twice now since I got on that ramble. But that's what happens. Okay, this stuff should be done. We should be done here. We're going to get a temperature that you guys set up out here somewhere. Oh, I almost broke my tripod. That would be devastating, because this is the only one that I have that works for this function. That would suck. I need to get these out and get the temperature checked. Ooh, got some smoke rolling out of here. I'm probably going to set off the fire detector. These are on the bottom. Come out. Come out. Oh, hear the sizzle? These might be ready to eat soon. Oh, there we go. That's awesome. I was afraid of that. And everything is making a noise. All right, let's get in here. Check out this drummy. See what we're going to get. Whoa. Oh, that was cold. I thought I was associating that with hot. Okay. 150, 156. We're getting there. All right. Yep. We're good. And now, shut you off. Now we just let these suckers sit for a little while. And then I can try some once they start cooling off. You definitely don't want to eat them too soon. I'll burn my face off. They're so hot. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna use my son's plate. This is my son. He likes this plate. This is the only different plate, from my set of plates. Now I like the little drummies myself. So I'm gonna get a couple from over here. And we're gonna get a couple from over here. Okay, so we're going to start out with that. And then we're going to get a couple of these little guys from each rack, because these are seasoned differently. So that's half the fun. It's kind of like a lottery. You don't know what you're going to get for flavor. Now I have seasoned these with almost like a Parmesan cheese type recipe before, almost like a garlic herb with a little bit of Parmesan. That is amazing. Oh, somebody just sent me a message, like an actual message. That means somebody's thinking about me today. What is going on? All right.
My son is not here. My son is at school. My other son is down in Missouri. He's trying to figure out a plane ticket to get up here because he wants to move back up here. That's another stressor that I have going on. I want him here. I feel like a horrible dad because I normally, so me and his mom broke up many years ago, and she lives in Missouri, and there was a lot of problems between me and her, so I lost contact. It was in and out with my son. This is my first son I'm talking about here. I have loved that kid from day one. I made it a point that I knew I was paying child support. I fought for custody. The courts told me basically piss off and go away. So that's when I came to Alaska, is after the courts like took me from, I was doing really good down there. And then all of a sudden they just took all my money, and I lost all my money to the court system. And then they wanted more money and more money. And then I had to provide insurance on top of that, and then a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, I basically got screwed out of having my son. And this has happened to a lot of dads. There's all kinds of websites about dads that have been abused by the system. And I don't try to put myself in a victimized type situation. I just accepted it for what it was, because that's the way society treats us now. And I went about my business. I moved all the way to Alaska just to get away from this woman, because she's a disaster. She always needs help. So I just stay away from her, just run away. That's the easiest way. I got a big heart. So if I lived down there trying to, see my kid, I'd be manipulated constantly. And because I would help her out whenever she needed help. But when somebody just needs help, and never gets back on their feet, you got to get away from them. They're toxic. You're not going to improve that situation. So Alaska was the right thing to do. I have family up here. I started a family up here. That didn't go well, so I started another family. But through the process of all that, me and my son kind of lost touch with one another. And then within the last couple of years, we finally reconnected. And now he came up to visit. He went back down there. He's finding out life's pretty difficult down there. He wants to come up here and get a new life set up so he can hopefully benefit himself. But trying to get him up here is harder than it sounds, because after all those years of when he wasn't around, I always had money for a plane ticket. Always had money for a plane ticket sitting off to the side. That was money nobody was allowed to touch. Didn't matter if it was my ex-wife, didn't matter if it was my girlfriend or my previous wife. We always had money ready for that day my son wanted to come to Alaska. And then the first time came around where he wanted to come to Alaska, and it was like, pay it, he's coming. I was excited, super excited to see him. So anyways, he's coming up here hopefully soon. Maybe within the next month I might see him. We got to get him set up on a job. He's coming up at the right time of year, because he's a young kid still, in his early 20s. So finding something to do up here when you're young and in shape is pretty easy to do. So hopefully that won't be a problem once he gets here. Whoa, I'm kind of sweaty. See if these are safe to touch. Yeah. Oh man. Now I haven't made chicken wings with that seasoning yet. I'm gonna show you what the seasoning is. So if you guys want to try doing chicken wings with this stuff, oh my goodness. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Uh-huh. This stuff here. This is heaven. Oh man, you almost just want to like dip your finger in here and just eat it out. This stuff. You can get this on Amazon. And I'll attach affiliate links later if you guys want to order something through my link or not. I mean, it's really nothing I can do because I'm on a live stream. It's kind of hard to attach affiliate links to my live streams unless I really thoroughly get them set up beforehand. Well, this stuff here, buy this stuff. Use this stuff on chicken wings, and oh my goodness, I just took that bite and the flavor is just still floating around my mouth. It was like a flavor explosion. And this is the first time I ever tried using this seasoning
on chicken wings, and it's just so good. I can't even explain how good that is. That is so good. Wow. Awesome stuff. And I thought about this stuff for a long time, because here in Alaska, we tend to get, we can buy stuff like this product here in a container this size, but the store that had this stuff in this size container, they stopped bringing it in for some reason. And they were always sold out, and didn't know when they were going to get a new shipment of this. So, but this is something you can get on Amazon in a big container. And I would recommend buying the biggest container you can. If you just want to try it out, yeah, you can order these size. Some of them have a variety pack. So you can get this here, you can get the regular salt, you can get the smoked salt, you can also get that flavor in there as well. Yeah, good stuff. Oh, yeah, so good. Crazy. Hey, thank you, Luke. So my wife was up in Nome for a funeral. I think she bought this up in Nome. It just seems weird to be like in Alaska and like wear Alaskan shirts. I don't know. This still seems weird to me. What's weird to me is people that walk around with like football jerseys, and they paid money for it, to wear a football jersey with somebody else's number and some other dude's name on it. That seems really strange to me. I don't want to wear somebody else's clothes. Yeah. Oh, pork belly and steak. Oh, that sounds good. I want some pork belly and steak. So somebody here says they finally made their first live stream. Awesome. I hope you had here's the thing. Don't get discouraged by the amount of people that are watching at the time. And this is honest advice from somebody that's been doing it for quite a while now. Don't get discouraged by the numbers up there. Don't get discouraged by the amount of subscribers you have. Don't get discouraged by the amount of likes that come into your stream. The biggest thing is your interaction with people. Because if people feel like you care about them enough to respond to what they're saying, chances are they're probably gonna come back again. And that's what you want. A subscriber is literally just a number. I have more people that actually come in and out of this channel, never subscribe, but they interact. That's the most important aspect of all of this, is the interaction. If you do not interact, then you're just another number. But if you come in, you interact, we have a conversation, we talk about what you're talking about there, that starts to create a basic relationship. And at some other day, I might post a random video that you're more interested in, and you might actually like that video. You might not be into these live streams or even want to watch these live streams, but sometimes the videos will work, and vice versa. So I have to do both. I have to do videos and try to be relevant, and then I also have to do face-to-face type live streams. And when my brain is so scrambled, like it's been this last week, it's incredibly hard to sit down and create an actual video, come up with all the talking points before you get ready. Some of that stuff takes about a week to do. It's not like I'm going to make a video today and it's going to be awesome. That's typically not how any of it works, especially if you've experimented with trying to upload videos on the internet. Because it's really hard to get seen. But so many people are doing it. A lot of people are having success, with making YouTube, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts. They're having a lot of success. But they had to take time to get there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, NFL and baseball. Mm-hmm. Totally. Just seems weird. Oh, I understand supporting your team. But yeah, it's like, remember when Brady was the thing? Everybody was walking around, because I'm from the East Coast, okay? So the New England Patriots, that was kind of my team when I was growing up, because that was the local team. That and the Pirates, Nashville Pirates, the regular Pittsburgh Pirates. Yeah. Boston Red Sox was another one. People over here in Alaska, they don't focus too much on baseball. Not like on the East Coast. They focused a lot on baseball on the East Coast. Out here, everybody up here, a lot of them are Seahawks fans. You'll see that. The other day, I saw somebody with the Raiders. They're a Raiders fan. We got fans from all over the place. They like just random teams, because this is like, Alaska is one of the most diverse places in the entire country. And that doesn't really get much traction. No, people don't really talk about it, but it is. We have every nationality under the sun you can think of living here, and we don't have a bunch of fistfights in the streets. They all get along. I mean, it's a great place to live for that aspect, but it's extremely, extremely expensive to live here. Almost like living in Hawaii, but it gets a lot colder here. That one tastes a little different. Like I said, I didn't season all these the same. But I do believe I seasoned them just right. Because I'm talking about a flavor profile that a kid would eat. And my daughters love chicken wings. So far, I've been really lucky with how I've seasoned them in the past. And they like this. But now the only problem is these are about 90 calories a piece, each one of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 90 is how many? And that's just with chicken wings. These aren't going to fill me up. That's the problem. So you tend to overeat them. And then if you're not super active and get out and do stuff. So if I was an active, athletic type person, you know, I knew I was going to get out and do some physical labor or move around. Yeah, I could eat a bunch of these and be just fine. But since I don't, I kind of have to watch what I'm eating. Can't eat too much and then sit around and do nothing. Oh, that was a yummy bite. Wow, this almost tastes like a sweetness. I did put a little bit of that barbecue seasoning on there, so I got a little tip of that. But that's not barbecue sauce, it's just a barbecue type seasoning. And I tend to find that's better than covering them, just soaking them in sauce. These are, you know, the way these are seasoned is perfect for me. Because I used to like ordering chicken wings with nothing on them. You know, maybe some salt, a little bit of pepper. That's all I would want on them, you know, if I was going to order them from a restaurant. That's it. Now I'm going to save all these bones. I'm going to put them in a bag and they're going to go in the freezer. That way I have plenty of bones for making chicken stock later. And there'll be just enough fat and enough meat on there, you know, enough bone marrow left in the bone to cook out and make a really nice freaking broth. Make a nice broth for anything I want to make. Yeah, these were in there just the right amount of time too. It is 5:40. Okay. Hey, Grandpa, don't eat too much wings. It's not good for your health. Yeah, you're right about that. It is carnivore though. And that's the main reason why I made it. Plus, I have, when my kids get home, this is what they're going to eat for dinner. We're just going to let them cool off. We're going to put them in a Tupperware. When they get out of school, you know, it's just super easy. Pop them in the air fryer. Make 2 baskets full. And then they're in the food, and within like 10 or 12 minutes, that's all it takes. But we made about 10 pounds of chicken wings today, and that takes a little bit more time than most people want to wait around for after they get out of school. Oh my goodness, these are so good. Almost makes me forget about all the bad crap that happened this week. They're that good. I'm just tired of the bad crap happening. I think my cat saw something out there. Yum. All right, where'd you get the Redmond seasoning? So this was a product somebody got on Amazon. I believe it was attached to my wish list, and They sent this to us. It's a awesome freaking surprise because I ran out of this stuff. I didn't have money to go buy this from Amazon myself, and somebody had the heart to send me a big container of it. They said they love this stuff too. In that same care package, I believe came this type of salt as well. And this, I can find this locally. I can find the regular Redmond salt locally, but it was just easier to buy it off of Amazon. It seems like, because just trying to find this stuff here, I spent a month or two looking for this seasoning. Couldn't find it anywhere. It's like none of the stores have it. And it's just out of this world delicious. I mean, so if your kids or you yourself, I don't care. I don't judge what people eat. If you're eating like ramen noodle type foods, I wanted to try this in their ramen noodles sometimes, just a little bit, and see how that works. Not using the ramen noodle package. That package is full of crap. But this right here would be a much better seasoning for somebody that's eating like a ramen noodle type lifestyle or rice noodles. Yeah, like a spoonful of this in a broth. Like, yeah, there's a lot going on here. I mean, it's got the right kind of salt. It's not just sodium, not just regular crap salt. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff. Yeah, that was good. I could easily overeat chicken wings. That's why I only put this amount on here. And then the rest will go in there. We might eat some more later. But yeah, I could eat about 15 or 20 of these just in one sitting. Let's see, do you like wings? I don't understand boneless chicken wings. They're not really chicken wings. Because nobody's sitting there and just taking the meat off a chicken wing and then making a boneless wing. It's like other parts of the chicken. It's not even the wing. They say, hey, I live in Anchorage, man. Where are you located? We're on the east side of town. East side. Yeah, that stuff was good. This seasoned salt is just absolutely amazing. Shannon, if you can go to Amazon, find this stuff. It's like an emergency. You're going to want this in your pantry. This stuff is brutally good. Like, oh my goodness. It even says on the front of the package there, it's keto safe, keto friendly, gluten free. I mean, these are just labels, and I don't tend to believe most of these labels. It's certified USDA organic. Yeah, it's good stuff here. I mean, yeah, if I could ever get a sponsorship from these guys, I would run around town and try to sell this stuff all day long. Because anybody that tries this is going to love it. They're going to buy more of it. I mean, this product right here, yeah, I could sell this stuff quicker than a Kirby vacuum cleaner. And I used to be a Kirby salesman too. I was really good at selling Kirbys. I don't think Kirbys are great. It's a vacuum. They all suck. Every single vacuum sucks. That's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to suck. It's so funny. But yeah, I remember canvassing neighborhoods in a van of creepy dudes. We would be like going into people's houses, showing them the Kirby vacuum and the whole system and setup, explaining how wonderful and next generation it is. But the entire time that I was doing it, I was obviously doing it for a job to make some money, but I was like really, really good at it. And it was crazy, because I was selling those. And at that time, I think they were about anywhere from $1,200 to $16 per vacuum. That's what these people were paying. But that was also the time frame when a lot of people were smoking. People would be like, oh, I can't afford that vacuum. And I was like, hey, you can afford cigarettes? Kirby vacuum cleaner is only $1 or $2 a day. And then all of a sudden they'd be like, oh, well, I guess I can't afford it. I was like, you smoke 2 or 3 packs of cigarettes a day. If you can afford those, you can afford this vacuum cleaner. And then done deal, doing a contract. Crazy. But yeah, I had a hard time with that company because I couldn't really stand behind the product. But this stuff here, yeah, I could stand behind this. This is good stuff. Redmond's real salt. Good stuff. I'm gonna try to eat one of the little wingies. Oh yeah. Now before the carnivore diet, I used to like getting chicken wings once in a while, but I was never really in, because there's some guys out there, they just love chicken wings. They're just like, oh, chicken wings, those are so great. And I never understood it. But now that I understand how to make them, how to process them, how to cook them myself at home for a fraction of the cost if I go down and get any other restaurant, now they're starting to make more sense to me. I mean, they're a nice, wonderful little treat. It's not something I want to eat every single day. I mean, I couldn't work at a wing place because I'd want to eat these every day if I worked in a wing place. And that would be counterproductive because I'm not trying to get fat again. I don't want to get back to 400 pounds. That's scary. All right, I used to sell those Kirby's. Live on the west side. I live in Minnesota and Spinard. Right on. Nice to see you there, neighbor. So you probably know, or at least know about Nutty New. Yeah, that guy, he used to live pretty close to me here. But he moved into a new home. Are you chatting with the chat at all? Yeah, all day long, man. Timothy Hall. But yeah, hey Shannon, how well did you sell those vacuums? I mean, were you making any money, or were you like getting at least one a week? I mean, if I could sell one a week, I was doing fantastic. But I would tend to go out and sell like 2-3 a day, and several times a week. So yeah, if I could sell three in a day, then I wouldn't have to, at that time, because I was a young kid, I didn't have to work for the rest of the week. But if I kept banging those out like every freaking day throughout the week, yeah, it bought a lot of cars. Hated it, stopped after the first day. Oh, really? You only made it that far? Yeah, the orientation was pretty hard to get through, when they started the initial training, teaching you the sales pitches. Because, they expected you to go to your house and try to sell your parents a freaking vacuum cleaner. And of course, they're not going to buy it. You're one of their kids. And they know better. Most parents know better. But after I think for every 5 vacuum cleaners I sold, the company gave me a vacuum cleaner. So some weeks I was getting like 2 to 3 vacuum cleaners. And like I said, there's $1,200-$1,600 for sale. But then I could take those vacuum cleaners and I could sell them myself to customers, and I get 100% of that. So I already made the money from the sales of the vacuum. Now I'm making money on sales of, selling vacuum cleaners that were given to me as gifts from the company. And at one point they offered me a franchise or a business location. I wasn't into it then. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of responsibility. But the reason I stopped is because I wound up making a sale with an old lady. I think she was like in her 70s or 80s. And she literally saw us walking through the neighborhood, and she asked me to come in and then, talk to her about what I was doing there, what we were doing. And she wanted to buy the vacuum cleaner. And then we got the papers all said and done. And I had a weird off feeling about the sale because I didn't, she could afford it, but did she really need it? So that was my last day. It was a moral issue at that point. I was like, I can't sell this $1,600 vacuum cleaner to an 80-year-old woman and then not feel weird about that, because for one, she's like on retirement. You can tell by her surroundings, she was just barely getting by. And so basically I just gifted her the vacuum cleaner. I said, this is free. And she was literally just looking for somebody to talk to. And I was that person. Just like we're doing right here. We were talking back and forth. And that was my last day working for the Kirby vacuum sales company. And I would never go back, because of that, because they have no shame. They have no shame when it comes to sales. They'll just keep selling as long as they don't mind if somebody buys something and they get bad credit. They don't care. You know, they send it to collections. And then they repo the vacuum cleaner, and then they resell the vacuum cleaner. And it's like, wow, you guys have no soul. So yeah, I couldn't do that. So yeah. I say, have you had Tony's? I don't know what Tony's is. Tony's what? Tony's seasoning? Probably not. I didn't like selling. I got into donut baking. Oh, that's a fun one. You get into donut baking and see, my problem with the food industry was I would eat what was there. I mean, I've worked at some pretty expensive restaurants, and yeah, I used to eat the food. And even when I worked for the pizza places, I ate the pizza we made, and it wasn't helpful. I mean, I wasn't losing any weight. I was gaining weight all the time. Somebody saying hi. Hi there. Yeah, those chicken wings are good. I mean, that seasoning. Yeah, that with a little bit of paprika, like you guys said. That was a winning flavor there. Redmond's real salt seasoning. A little bit of Redmond's garlic salt. One of the batches had Himalayan pink salt on it. I sprinkled a little bit of barbecue seasoning on them. Yeah, it's got a nice sweet, salty flavor. It's not covered in high fructose corn syrup. It's not bad. That's good stuff. Yep, I liked it. It was good. I'm gonna have to not eat them all. That's not gonna help me. And I was kind of dreading the fact, that I started running out of meat, and I was gonna have to get into these wings at some point because, I've been doing a weight loss journey for a year. I've lost about 130 to 135 pounds of weight. I've hit the ultimate plateau, and I've just learned to accept it. But one thing I found out is that where did it go? There's the tips. Oh, these are the tips I put in the freezer earlier. So I always have a bone bag in the freezer. That way, you keep the bones. You keep the wing tips. I decided to keep the wing tips this time, because that way when I get ready to make a chicken broth, or if somebody gets sick in the house, I can whip up a chicken broth real quick. Paying the puppy tax. It's just good to have the extra bones available, I think. Has anybody seen any cats getting into the chicken wings over my shoulder? I haven't seen any this time. I haven't been paying attention, so I have to rely on you guys. Hey there, Holly Hobbies. Nice to see you there. I'd be okay with anybody better than what's going on right now with this current administration. Just give me my freaking money back for the last 4 years. It's like they've been just hand over fist stealing it. And then the taxes are going to go up in New Jersey, I just heard. Again? What are those people how are they going to afford to live? I mean, the majority of people that live in New Jersey are renting apartments. I'm talking like the downtown type areas and in the city. They're all renters. And then they're going to raise their taxes again, and they're already struggling. So here you go. Here you need to pay us another $50 just to hang out here. Crazy. The bones are for making a bone broth later, Luke. So I always keep my bones. It doesn't matter if it's from pork or beef or chicken. Just hold on to your bones. Just put them in a plastic bag. Toss them in the freezer. They don't go bad. And now these are bones that haven't been overly used and abused. So if I've already made a chicken broth, that's when I start getting rid of the bones. But if they're, like just off of, chicken wings or drumsticks or thighs, yeah, save the bones, toss them in a bag. They're not going to go bad. And then when it comes time, you just throw them in a pot, put some water in there, and poof, you got a really, really good bone broth for anything you want. And that type of bone broth would be great to use if you're a person that eats noodles. That's something I used to do as well, is I'd make chicken broth, and then I'd make my noodles in the chicken broth. Those taste good. Those taste good because I used to be a fat man. I know what good tastes like. Yeah, I've had a lot of stress going on, Holly, lately. That's why I'm just not even worried about, I'm not so worried about the weight loss. I'm worried about just staying on the carnivore diet. Just for transparency, yeah, I had a bad day this week. I had a bad day where I got into carbs. I just said, all right, I'm already into the carbs. I might as well get into some sugar and just get it all out of my system in one day. And then the next day, I'm just going to go back to normal and life's going to move on. So that's exactly what I did. I mean, it's like, all right, well, I screwed up. Might as well just enjoy the screw up day. You know, one day in the last year of just messing it up, not going to worry about it. It's okay. I can get back on track. I put Tony in mine. Yeah, I haven't tried the Tony's seasoning there. I don't even think I've heard of it. We might have it at a local store here, but I'm not sure. Because a lot of these seasonings have stuff in them, like that. Some of that Monterey chicken seasoning, Monterey steak seasoning. Some of those have ingredients in there that don't really work well. Since I removed like all of the majority of all the contaminants, especially the soy and the soybean oil, vegetable oil, seed oils. Since I got rid of all of that and the sugars out of my life, I'm finding out what's making me sensitive, you know, for inflammation and swelling and arthritis and aches and pains. This is the first time in my life that I can actually say that I'm just about 98% pain free. And that's a hard thing for most people to say when they get up to 50 years old, is that they can't even fathom, you know, what life was like when they were younger. And when they were younger, they were in pain. But they were younger, they were able to deal with it better. But now I'm 50, I don't feel any aches and pains and sorenesses and stuff like that. That's why I like the carnivore diet. It's because it just happened. I didn't believe it was going to happen. I didn't start the carnivore diet because I knew it was going to be a thing, but it just happened over a period of time of just getting more strict and more strict and more strict by eating meats and fats. And I was just blessed with like, wow, this all happened. And I was already on YouTube talking about this stuff, and I was just sharing my experience. And then all of a sudden, these flood of people come in the room, and they're like, yeah, me too. And then somebody else over here is like an 80-year-old lady, lives in freaking who knows where. And she's like, yeah, me too. And then I get all these private messages coming in my inbox, and they're all like, yeah, me too. Hey, has this happened to you? And I'm like, oh, that has happened. I didn't even know that was a thing. And it's just grown. It's grown so fast. And it's not because, you know, I'm a carnivore diet influencer, because I am not. I am not a carnivore diet influencer. I've had people saying like, oh, you're a great carnivore diet influencer. That's not what I'm here for. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to say like, all right, I have done the carnivore diet. So far, everything that I couldn't imagine has actually happened. I mean, if that's influential, that's fine, but that's not my goal in life. My goal in life is that, you know, I'm an Alaskan. I like sharing Alaska adventures. I'm losing weight. I like sharing how I lost weight with other people, because there's other people out there that need to know how to lose weight from somebody that's relatable. And I'll sit here and I'll talk back and forth with people that are having issues, because I was taught all my life that eating red meat, eating eggs, eating bacon was going to kill me. Salt was going to kill me. Cut your sodium back. Cut your sodium back. Well, you cut your sodium back for so many years, and then all of a sudden your electrolytes plummet because you need salt. Everybody has to have salt. We need healthy salt. Redmond's Real Salt is a healthy salt. It's one of those that I use constantly. Himalayan pink salt. Yeah, the discoloration in the pink salt just gives it a color, but it's the minerals you get that keep you alive. You gotta have electrolytes or you die. And yeah, wow. Hey Shannon, thanks for coming in here. I appreciate you if you're leaving. Yeah, it's always good to see you. Let's see, Logan. Do I remember you? I have a lot of Logans that drop by, so I can't really, because you don't have you just have a brown icon with an L in it. I get a lot of people with that. I also get a lot of people with an icon. You know, you can change your icon to a picture or something like that. And you don't even have to like make a like YouTube account. You can just change your profile. But yeah, have a good night, Shannon. It was good having you here, dropping in. Let's see, Holly Hobbies. Let's see, take iodine with your salt. I would love to. I just don't. Yeah, that's another story. I don't want to keep saying like, yeah, I don't have the money for that, but it's true. I just don't have the money to go buy anything right now. So I'm just kind of waiting. When work starts and we start rolling in a couple, 2-3 paychecks, everything will be back to normal. And then I don't have to worry about sponsorships or anything like that. I can just go out, because I have no problem going out and buying a product and talking good about it if it's a good product. Now, if I go out and buy a product that I don't like, I typically just don't talk about it. If somebody says they're using that product, I'll tell them the truth then. I'll tell them my thoughts. But I don't make a lot of videos to talk about like, oh, this product sucks, or that product sucks, or I tried that and it just didn't work. I don't waste my time on that. I want to share the good stuff with people. Like my Life Pro vibration plate, amazing product. It works. It works better than expected. I believe I was even over the weight limit for the machine, and it did what I couldn't believe it would do. It fixed my lymphatic drainage issue. It fixed a lot of my neuropathy. The more you use it, the more benefits you get. It fixed my balance, because when you get neuropathy, your feet are numb and it's hard to balance. It fixed it pretty quick. I was able to get up and go walk. It's nuts. But yeah, I'd totally try iodine. I just barely started researching that. And then it's like everything in my world went upside down. Then I spent a day in the middle of a 65-hour fast where I was just eating crap, garbage. And I'm like, what am I doing to myself? I know better. I talk about this every week, but we're only human. And we do make mistakes. But I'm not going to be the woe is me. Oh, I made a mistake. Feel bad for me crap. Because it's just, yeah, we all struggle. Not a big deal. Be an adult. Be a man. Get over it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not going to worry about it too much. All right, Luke. Let me have it. What do you got? Sometimes you got some pretty good stuff. So I'm just guessing what you might come up with this time. All right. Come on. Mad little thumbs. Do it. Just imagine you're pissed off at your girlfriend. Oh my goodness. What do you call a terrorist in a wheelchair? Is this one going to be out of poor taste? I'm trying to think. An RCXD? Okay, that one's over my head. I don't understand it. RCXD. I don't know. I can't even say that's in poor taste because I don't even know what that means. Sometimes Luke's got something pretty good. I can't. Who came in there? It was either today or yesterday. With the I we totted that one. I used to pull that one on my co-workers and stuff. I'd write it down on a piece of paper and have somebody read it like in front of like a whole room of people. Like, here, read this out loud. It is an explosive RC car. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I wouldn't know that. I mean, I don't even know how an average person would figure that out. An explosive RC car. That's pretty specific, is all I'm saying. Not saying it's not funny. Still worthy of talking about. Isn't it sad that we associate automatically, when we hear the word terrorist, because we were programmed to believe this way as United States citizens and people that live in Europe, we were programmed to think automatically this picture just hits us like a laser beam in the back of our mind. When you hear the word terrorist, you think of somebody from like Pakistan or India with a turban on their head, or like maybe they got their face covered automatically. Because we've been dealing with this crap the government's been feeding us for our entire life. And that's something that's always bothered me, because a terrorist can be anybody doing a terrorist act. It has nothing to do with a specific demographic, nothing to do with a specific religion. There's been Christians that are terrorists. There's been politicians that have been terrorists. I mean, just random, the most random people could potentially be a terrorist, but we automatically just assume that it's a person with a turban on their head. And that was done by design, because it had to it's kind of like Russia's bad, China's bad, but we do a lot of business with Russia and China. Even though there's a war going on, we're still doing business with them. We still have this informational campaign against China. China's bad. You know, China's got TikTok in their back pocket and all that crap. And it's just crap. You know, trying to make China look like the bad guy. But it's just a cloak. They're pulling the wool over our eyes, you know, because this country does so much business with China, like big business. We're talking like billions of dollars are getting flooded back and forth from China. There's tons of warehouses here. You know, the Chinese government, they bought a bunch of warehouses here and they warehouse a bunch of stuff. They ship it over here to their own warehouses and then they sell it. And we buy the crap. We buy it all the time. We complain about it and we say it's crap, but then we run these people out of our country. You know, the businesses I'm talking about, we run the businesses out of the country with over regulations claiming that we're saving the world. You know, we're being the Greta Thunberg. We're creating all these laws. Well, we got so convoluted here in the United States that we decided we're going to make a law for a law, and then we're going to make another law and a law for that law, and then we're going to amend that law, and then we're going to give special circumstances to this person over here because they wear a suit and tie. It's like, okay, when does the nonsense stop? But yeah, we buy all of our stuff from China because that's where we sent all the businesses that were doing the same thing here. They had to go over there, and now we claim that China is the biggest polluter in the entire world. I mean, if they are, that's whatever. But it's because all of these countries, the so-called civilized countries, you know the ones I'm talking about, and they're just pointing the finger at them, saying, "Oh, they're such a polluter." Yeah, you keep buying their products. That's why they have to keep polluting, because somebody's going to make the product, regardless if it's here in the United States or if it's in Mexico or Canada or somewhere in Eastern Europe somewhere. It's nuts. Hey there, we appreciate the prayers. I'm going off on my own little ridiculous rant. All right, this is almost a 3-hour live stream. I'm sorry, guys. I love hanging out with all you guys. I mean, we got 20 people in here. If you could click the 3 dots at the button and hit that like button, that'd be appreciated. I need to get busy. I got to put these little drumsticks away in some Tupperware and scoot on out of here. I appreciate you there, Holly Hobby. Hey, I need to do something before we leave. Let's see. We're going to do that and hit that button there. That's going to fix you up there, because you come back all the time, Holly Hobby. You're one of my trusted viewers, and I appreciate you. That just helps. If you see spam or something that's just if it's insulting to you or something like that, you have the ability to take care of the stuff. But all right there. Thank you, Luke, for dropping in. I'm going to cut this stream here. I'm going to get stuff picked up. I made a mess today in my kitchen doing this live stream. Now I have to be responsible before my kids come home. So, okay, guys, I want to say God bless. If you guys are suffering from being morbidly obese, subscribe to the channel. I might have something that helps you out. I've lost over 135 pounds, little to no exercise. That's what I do, a lot of what I talk about. I do the carnivore diet, but I'm not specific to just talking about the carnivore diet. I like to talk about all kinds of different health issues. If I can find something healthier than a traditional whatever it is, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna bring it up in a video. I'm gonna talk about it on a live stream, because there's healthier ways to live our life and still enjoy a lifestyle. Doesn't matter if it's carnivore lifestyle. Could be something totally different. But we all need to do something to stop the big machine that's trying to take us down as human beings. I'm gonna save a lot of that for a video, because I got that one building up in the back of my head, and I'm probably gonna make a video about that sometime soon, because I don't even want to give out the title idea, because it might actually do me some good, to make a video wrapped around this topic. But all right, God bless, and we'll see you guys next time. All right, take care.